This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
Okay, hey, here we are. I think we did it. Welcome to Open Comms, everybody. Friday night, we are here. Oh my God, I think we ventured into the great unknown. So we have the vultures are circling around with the Open Comms. So welcome. We are all citizens of New Eden, right, everybody? So welcome to Open Comms, everybody. I'm Blast 'em to Hell. We got, of course, our host, Dirk McGurk. Dirk, how are you doing?
What's going on, Blast 'em?
Oh my.
By the way, nice opening there. What? You sounded like you stumbled into hosting a show.
I think I kind of did. They're like, "Hey, can you host a show?" And I'm like, "Okay, why not?" Yeah. Of course, we have our Idaho bandwidth guru, Drayden. Hi, Drayden.
How's it going?
Oh my God! And then we have
bandwidth means.
we have our Let's Catch a Flight and Scream at American Airlines, Rain. Rain, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, doing good. And then we got our House Hendo House. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, glad to be back.
And then we have Kat.
Skipper.
Kat, how are you doing tonight, Kat?
Right, Gilligan.
Yeah. Kat's looking good. Kat, you doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that a meow or yeah? So anyway, all right, thank you everybody for joining. Open Comms, let's go. Dirk, what's going on?
I don't freaking know, man. You're hosting. You got to be able to carry some shit.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how to carry this. I mean, I was like, sure. I was going to start with.
I got fired.
I was going to start with the whole Venture Vulture, Star Citizen, and the tweets and the drama this week, but I think it's been pretty much laid out, you know. And I think CCP's response was pretty good. Like, hey, can't we all just be friends? And that's our theme for tonight. Can't we all just be friends, right?
I think CCP isn't too worried because there isn't really a game to get upset about. So there's that part.
There is that.
Really
CCP was
like nice.
CCP was like, "Thank you for the free advertisement."
Yeah, nice shit.
Knows, like, why
no
are you
one
paying
can fly
$140 for this shit? You can just go play this shit for free right now.
Well, you know, okay, so you say that, and I think that Carneros, head of the Bastion and former head of marketing for CCP, right? He said it best, I think, on Talking in Stations last week, where he basically focused on the fact of, you know what, sometimes when you get something like this, it's good for developers if they play it the right way. If they play it kind of like a little bit of memeing going back and forth, a little, rather than kind of doing what it appeared to be. I want to say the Star Citizen side was getting a little upset about it. It could have been good for both sides at first, right? To where it's sort of getting both names out at one time, as long as nobody is really going crazy. And look like you had some Reddit wars that were going on out there. There were a couple, little funny digs, I want to say, on behalf, of CCP Falcon out there on Twitter and stuff like that. But really, this was mainly, it seemed like, burning up out in Reddit land. And they were going crazy. But what I will say is that it looks like it came out somewhere today. CCP Falcon put out, I think, no, maybe it was 2 days ago. Anyways, I just saw it today. But basically, he put out a very long Reddit post out there about this whole thing, and it's very positive. It is very. You know what? We're both part of the same genre. We here at CCP, really like what Star Citizen is trying to do. Blah blah. All this kind of stuff, right? And I think that's exactly the
get
way
all the
that
money
CCP
with
should
no
be taking it.
game.
Well, I think that's exactly the way.
If CCP could have got away with 15 years of getting money out of us with no game, they would fucking love it.
Well, I mean, more than that though, like, The ship does look similar, but it's kind of nice to see that CCP isn't like flipping their shit out over it, because it probably wouldn't look good on them if they started
it looks like the Venture update.
Throwing out lawsuit threats.
I feel like that would have
like
been like our Venture update if they didn't steal it.
Well, number one,
you
don't throw lawsuit threats out. You
That's
either
the thing.
you either have your lawyers go after them for breach of IP, or you don't. You don't sit there and threaten lawsuits on Twitter.
There is no reason to do that. Let it
go.
I mean, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a Star Citizen fan. I've been playing this I've been doing this since I remember when Star Wars: The Old Republic came out. Me and a couple of my buddies were in comms talking about, oh yeah, there's a new Wing Commander game. Let's go check it out. It was like 6 years ago. But
same game.
Exactly, it's still the same thing, and they've gone through it a bunch of times. But the fact is, the last thing CCP wants or needs is the bad press of going after a game that hasn't even gotten started yet, and complaining about IP violations, especially in a spaceship game. So there's no upside for them to do that.
Well, here
I thought they handled it pretty well.
I'm just going to go kind of into a little bit of what Falcon wrote. He said, it's great to see the vast majority of the comments in this thread are lighthearted and fun. Anyone who's been around EVE and CCP for the crazy ride that we've had for the last decade and a half, and it's almost one of those things of like, let me put out there the fact of we've actually been in production for 15 fucking years. You know what I mean?
That was well
We've
said.
Actually been, let me put that out there first. And now let me, tell you, hey, you know what? From our side of things, we just find this all to be great, and and that's really taking kind of that upper, that upper, side of things. Just come from it from a more positive stance, and don't be defensive. I mean, obviously, CCP's got nothing to be defensive here. Although I did hear something that there was supposedly some comment that somebody made about the fact that the Venture actually looks very much like a ship from not from Star Citizen. From Wing Commander.
Wing Commander,
back
yes.
in the day.
I went to go try to find this thing, and I played Wing Commander when I was a kid. I'm trying to remember. If they're talking about that little yellow thing that spins around in the background, I mean, that wasn't a player ship. You couldn't fly that thing. It was just a background ship that was, as like window dressing. And it was pixelated all the hell. I don't even remember if they had any of the 3 or 4 that were more, done. Yeah. So I think that was a Chris Roberts, oh, you guys ripped me off type, lame response.
Yeah, like Tachyon could claim half of Minmatar ships.
Well, I mean, how many different ship designs are there? And at least it wasn't as obvious as, when the actual art from EVE is stolen and thrown onto some crappy little, iPad game or something that we see all the time. That happens
the mobile games.
All the time. Exactly, that happens all the time.
Yeah, mobile Legends.
But I did throw that kind of wall of text comment that from Reddit that Falcon made out there into the Twitch chat, just so people can read it. Look, I think it was the way that it should have been handled. Again, no idea what's going on in the background. For all we know, they're sicking, they're sicking lawyers all over them or some shit.
Am I the only one that just noticed Drayden is streaming from Perry Mason's office?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like all the dead animals on the wall there. That's awesome.
Well, the funny thing is he actually moved a bunch we got a new business building put up, and we just moved into it. So he moved all of his Africa shit over there, except for these few things.
Dude, are you wearing
he's got
more shirt too?
He's got that.
Yeah, you guys are.
He's got that thing.
That's awesome.
You guys are the EVE Radio shirts tonight. You guys are.
How did you both end up wearing this shirt on the same fucking night? Like,
wait, which one is it? Is it just the? Is it the TNT one on the back?
It's the BC Sucks Tito's Doesn't one, yeah.
A bromance as old as time, Derek and Drayden.
That's fucking funny, man. Because I was just looking for something to wear, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't worn my EVE Radio shirt in a while. Let me do that.
And Drayden's definitely outdoing me in the goatee department. He is kicking my ass. I just got gray. You can't see it.
Hair on the show? Wait, no, Rain doesn't have facial hair. We're the only ones without facial hair.
It's blonde. You can't really see it.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you guys would notice.
Yeah.
Just a little peach fuzz.
You got the fuzz?
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So that's the I don't know. Yeah, look, there was a whole lot to that whole Star Citizen thing. I mean, again, I think it was more the Reddit people out there. I think it made some articles out in kind of the gaming news and things along those lines. But generally, I don't know. To me, it's one of those. Who gives a fuck?
Dude, like I said before the stream started, Star Citizen is the Scientology of MMOs. That's all the fuck it is. Just taking
Well,
everybody's money and promising them fucking Xenu and then changing it last
And
minute.
I'll tell you
Sorry,
what,
it's gonna take us another 6 months.
But
Yeah,
that's-
but Eve's
that's
kinda like the
reason
people's
why
temple,
the
right?
Reddit guys. That's the reason why
Yeah.
the Reddit guys got so butthurt. I mean, look, I feel bad for those guys, and look, I'm in that boat. I've given them like $900 over 6 years.
You guys
'Cause I
are
want the game to
protecting
come
your
out.
investment.
Why?
Right. Because I want the game to come out.
Giving them more money before the game is out.
I don't
encourage
care.
them to make money.
It's
or make
$20
the game.
a month. I've been doing it for 6 years. I don't care.
No, I'm just saying, if I
It's
give
just-
a developer $900, I better never have to pay for a game from that fucking developer as long as they're alive.
I
Wait,
feel
wait,
like,
wait.
hey, you know
You've
what?
been
I bought
paying
the Star
$20
Trek
every
Online
month?
lifetime pass, so I got away with I got one game
You're
for free
paying-
basically over the years.
You're paying more for Star
It's not
Citizen
free if
Eve
you
Online.
spend
The game
$900,
doesn't
Brisk.
exist.
The fuck?
That's not true because I buy shit tons of Plex. But the point is,
Oh.
I want Star Citizen to come out. I want Squadron 42 to come out because it's going to be fun if it ever actually does. Even now,
Listen,
it's cool to put around it. But those
Brisk,
guys
I
are under
understand.
siege on Reddit because they know their game has not come out and they've spent thousands of dollars on this thing, and everybody comes in to shit on them all the time. So I feel bad.
They're not
You know?
even. They're
Listen, I
not even.
understand.
They're
You
not
guys
even
got
the
promised
rah
a
rah.
fucking bunch of shit. You got promised the pony. You like the guys with No Man's Sky. I almost pre-ordered No Man's Sky when they showed the desert world with the fucking sandworms. I love Dune and shit. I was like,
heard
yeah,
that-
fuck yeah, I want to mess around with Dune. But you,
They're not.
a
They're not even the rah
Kickstarter
rah.
MMO never works out. It just never
Well,
does.
I heard No Man's Sky got they actually made it good now, but it's a little too late. But
Yeah,
Uh,
after taking
have No
everybody's
Man's
money
Sky.
and then more of their money and then like, whenever you see like an MMO just on a Kickstarter, even if they're playing on your heartstrings, I'm a huge Wing Commander too. I got the books, everything, Brisk. I understand where you're coming from. I love the shit out of it. I love the original game with Mark Hamill in it and all that shit. Loved it. But these studios, especially if it's like one man, I'm gonna design every ship in the fucking game. Like,
I just went with Elite
it's blue
Dangerous because
sky.
it looks like
It's
I just went
Yeah,
with Elite
and-
Dangerous because it
and
kind of
where is
looks
that?
like
If
Star Citizen, but
If
it's
this
actually
game
out.
never comes out, it'll be the only one of these Kickstarters that I've done where the game has not come out and been good. I did Divinity Original Sin when it first came out. I did Banner Saga. I
Yep.
did BattleTech. All
Yep.
of these games came out and they were badass, fun games. that were
because
cool.
because the developers were smart. They didn't try to do an online multiplayer game from the get-go. Because indie studios don't do multiplayer. They don't do
Well, they don't
MMOs.
they don't do MMOs because
They-
you need
they
to
What
have
the
do
fuck
any
was
of that
investment.
shit.
What was CCP?
CCP got lucky. And they came out at a time
I
where
guess
they
that's a
weren't
good
able
point.
to scam a
Yeah.
bunch of people. Like, they had to secure investments that actually had legal backings. Somebody rips you off on Kickstarter, you can't go fucking sue them. If CCP had ripped off whatever Icelandic bank they got their first loan from, they would have been fucked. So they had to make a good product.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like the game, they've done a lot with it. They just need to finish it. And I think if they had just gone into this from the beginning saying we're going to make Wing Commander 5 or Wing Commander 6 or whatever, they would have gotten a lot of money for it. And then if they did the MMO stuff on the side, it would have been great. That would have been fun. But give me my damn Wing Commander because I've been waiting for 20 years for another freaking game. Come on.
Like I'm not like a game designer kind of guy. Like it's really kind of a hobby for me. I wanted to do it when I was in high school, but I did shit. But I looked at a lot of stuff. The engine they're using, a lot of the shit they're using, it just doesn't mesh well for like an online MMO. They want to do too much in an area like it's a great idea. It's beautiful. It is. Like they got some great shit, but they want to do too much in a very finite space. Like if you could make a game that looks like Star Citizen Promote, Eve would have been done that 5 years ago. They would have been in the process of doing that.
Yeah,
The engine he's using is not even the engine he's using like Unity or something. No, he's not even using Unity. I forget what engine they're using, but it's not even made for MMOs. Like they picked an engine already made, so they're making their own engine from the ground up. Now they're trying to make their own engine from the ground up. Like they're starting from scratch. Like everything you saw
Actually-
5 years ago has been scrapped and redone 3 times over.
Well, it had to have been. I mean, the technology's changed like 4 times since they started building this thing.
Exactly. It's like Elon Musk talking like hyperloops and space elevators right now. We don't have the tech, so don't give him fucking money for it yet.
I mean, like
Well-
while we're on the topic of new games, I mean, do you guys want to talk about Project Nova?
Yeah,
Hold on
I
a
think that was a good email.
That's a great
Brad.
idea.
Well, yeah, hold on.
Hold on a second. We have
limited
limited show notes on this show.
Fine, okay, sorry.
We have limited show notes on this show, and they are in kind of like an order that quasi makes sense. Before we do get to, You know what? Fuck it. We'll go with Project Nova.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's not like it's like.
Yeah,
it's not like we've
cultists,
got a
the
B
cultists.
topic tonight.
Oh,
we're just gonna shoot
Drayden's
shit.
calling shots.
So
What?
Project Nova. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do that.
I don't even know where the shot glasses are in this house, so I just went with this.
I'm proud of you. You figured something out.
Yeah, look at me using tools.
I'll
That
move
Homo
that up
sapien
on my
brain gets thrown
tabs.
into power.
Oh.
So, anyways, you
You're
guys
the
heard
smartest
that like
Neanderthal to live this long, Drayden.
you guys heard that like Project Nova is like
Dirk,
kind
I
of
got
like
a personal email from CCP about
Yeah.
Project Nova.
So did
yeah.
I.
Personal one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got
Personal.
Rain, I got a
personal
personal one
forwarded email
too.
from somebody got personally emailed, Dirk.
Anyways, for people who don't know what Project Nova is I don't know, I guess like, you know, what the intended replacement is for
Dust
Dust
515.
514
It's
or
Dust
what used to be known
515.
as Legion. Yeah, so it's like Dust 1028, okay?
Yes.
You know,
Dust
however,
Mark III,
there was
'cause
an
I forgot about
email
Legion.
that went out to some people. I didn't get this, but here's a shot. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to do this shot to Brisk for getting on the CSM. Brisk wasn't here
Congratulations.
during the show last week, so
Hey.
congratulations,
Thank you.
Brisk, for getting
Hey,
on there.
Brett!
Being part of the overwhelming Imperium ballot, you know, you didn't do anything
did
for
it.
yourself.
Even us no-name guys who nobody heard of 3 months ago can get second number. most
We
number
did
of
it,
ballot
Reddit.
mentions.
Yeah. Mission accomplished. He will
Happens.
not divide us.
So anyway,
It's all
Project
because I
Nova.
was on open comms for 4 weeks in a row.
That's what it was. We did it, fam.
I like the email that
It
It
came
was
out
us
today.
and the 73 other viewers.
I like the email. I think it was vague enough to get me my interest in Project Nova.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm interested still.
I'm,
Just, yeah.
I'm going to link it out there into the audience. You can look at it if you
Do you want me
want
to read
whatever.
it?
This is from Reddit. Well, it says, "Greetings, Elysians. I have chosen the word Elysians to represent our community as a mirror to the Empyreans of EVE Online, from an age when mankind invented immortality and capsuleers took to the stars." Now I'm going to stop right there.
Do you want me to point out all the analytics of that, Dirk? Because I'll go for it.
I like it.
It mentions
yes.
I think
capsuleers
it
and
just
immortality.
fucking rhymes. Like it
It-
sounds.
there was a
like
very
Imperiums.
fluidness to that.
Dirk,
Imperians.
stop doing wordplay. But no, like, so it talks about capsuleers and immortality, obviously a reference to Eve Universe.
No, that is referencing Empyreans. Tell me how
Elysians, it's talking
Elysians tie in.
Elysians,
We are
I mean,
Empyreans.
Elysian Randolphians?
No, we're
Jesus.
called Empyreans.
I
So
know,
I don't know
I
how
know
those-
that I get that we're Empyreans. Can you please tell me where Elysians comes from
So that
in
I'm
some
not-
sort of
That I'm not sure, but I think.
Yeah, it starts with an
Well,
E and sounds like
Well,
Empyreans.
if you're talking about like real world Elysium was the Roman heaven, basically.
Right.
If you died in glorious combat, for the
You
glory
went to
of Rome,
Elysium.
you would wake up in the fields of Elysium with all your loved ones and fellow warriors. So
Like
it's kind of like,
Valhalla for
because
Rome.
they're supposed to be the
Basically
ground troops,
Valhalla, yeah.
the legionnaires, if you will. So they're on the ground, so they're going to end up
Or
in
they're the
Elysium.
rich people, who live in condos.
And then
in space.
capsuleers who have been
Yeah.
immortalized. And there's the other play. There's the capsuleers who have been immortalized. You're immortal
That's what
being
I
a
was talking
capsuleer.
about.
Exactly. And I think that's where you wanted to go.
That's a reference
But
to Eve,
but
right?
the most important thing is about Elysian is the first official organized baseball game was played on the Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey. So it's a baseball reference. So
That's a good
makes
one
it-
too.
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's a good
so-
pull.
Derek, your reference about the rich people in the condos, just so you know, before the end of the Roman Empire, the later third of it, the entire Roman military was all the sons of Roman nobles. So it was the people who had the penthouses that were fighting in the fields in the original Republic.
But I
Well,
think
in
the
the Republic,
important thing to
but-
point out, I mean, you can look at the lore and the background, etc. I think the important thing to point out is that it is addressed as though CCP normally writes to Eve players as capsuleers. That is how it's addressing it. It's like we've given a name to the potential fans or players of Project Nova, whatever it may
Asterothi
be.
refers to us as Empyreans.
Yeah.
Why?
The community.
But
Because
that's,
we're
but that's it.
Empyreans.
Empyreans is the thing. I mean, that means
The
we're
Eve
Capsuleers
Immortal.
or
We're
members
immortal.
of New Eden.
No. Capsuleers
not
are
Imperium.
Wait,
You have to
Not
understand the
Imperium.
Imperium age.
Capsuleers are
Imperium.
Imperium.
Imperium. With
That's
an
Not
E.
Empyrean.
Empyrean.
Empyrean
with
age.
Empyrean.
E, Okay.
So with an
EM.
I or an E.
With an
Okay,
E.
listen, I'm
E.
fucking from Boston. I don't pronounce my I's. I got a fucked up accent, okay? Leave me the fuck alone.
But no, what I'm saying is that from a CCP to
And CCP
potential player
Avalon pod people.
perspective, it's actually addressing people as though they were the player base or the fans, right? So instead of saying, hey, people who are interested in Project Nova, you know, like kind of what you do when the game's however long away.
Yes,
You know, that
starting
kind
it
of
off with
starting it off with
Starting-
I kinda like it.
Yeah, you know, like
would have been
CCP.
different.
CCP will
However,
send out emails saying, fellow Capsuleers, hey,
My
XYZ.
my only comment on it is by calling it Elysians. Okay, Elysians has nothing to do with nothing other than it starts with an E and kind of sounds like Empyreans.
No,
Okay,
because
that's it.
Imperiums is also Mediterranean. It's also from Greece, dude.
Empyreans?
Greece and Rome have very intertwined cultures and history. That's why their architecture is such the same. That's why DC is all Greek and Roman
'cause
architecture.
Rome
so they are
conquered
related.
Greece
We're
a long
like
time
sister
ago.
cultures. That's what they're trying to establish. We have
Yeah,
the Greek
okay.
I think
nomenclature.
they're
They
trying-
have
they were
the
trying a
Roman
little hard there.
nomenclature.
It's a good
They're trying
attempt.
hard.
Gods, they just had different names for them.
Anyways,
Empyrean
anyway.
defined is it means coming from heaven or about it's the whole idea that Capsuleers are immortal because we keep dying and getting potted and we come back because we're clones.
So
of
now-
people.
We're pod
what-
people.
That's how it is.
Yep.
One thing I was curious about with the whole like, because
sorry.
you transfer to a new clone. What if you had no clone? What if the cloning centers fucked up somehow? And you didn't have a clone for your
We're not
consciousness to
getting off
transfer
on
to.
We're not getting off on
No,
Eve Lord.
Eve Lord.
Just
No,
fucking
no,
around
listen,
tonight
listen,
with this
Drayden-
stuff.
This
All
is
right,
a
Project Nova,
tangential,
Project Nova,
you know,
Project Nova.
tangential
for all intents
priest
and
that we want to
purposes,
explore.
We're in the fucking cloud, okay? There's
I'm
a
gonna link it
fucking
again
cloud,
out in Twitch chat,
fucking
Drayden, so that
singularity,
you
whatever
can
the fuck
also
you wanna
click
call
on
it,
it and
okay?
read ahead if you want to. All right, but we're gonna stick to Project Nova because this is the second attempt at at this thing, right? So
And we got
you know,
two. And we did get two screenshots. We
Let's-
got like two concept pieces of art.
Well,
that look
I think
pretty nice.
there's like 3 in there, but yeah, come on, these are just like concept shit, right? They're talking
Well,
about the,
one looked like it might have been in game, like alpha footage, like pre-alpha.
yes,
Which one?
That
yes,
showing,
the
like,
third
this
one,
firefight?
the third one down under
Yeah,
our
I
game
think that
yes.
might have been pre-alpha footage. That's what that looked like to me.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
However,
Those two were definitely
the
paint.
thing that people are grabbing on, right, is that kind of stuff, right? Like, obviously, we can go into the whole thing of how this is going to be tied to the EVE universe. There's nothing in here that says it's going to be tied to EVE Online other than it's within the universe, right? So nobody needs to go freaking the fuck out right now that this is somehow going to be something that, like, you know, tears into like spaceships and stuff like that. All right, so please
don't
just
think so.
relax for a second. All right. They talk a little bit about the community and stuff. What people kind of grabbed on was, well, where is this going to be? This is not going to be inside a station. It's not going to be inside a ship. It's not going to be down on the freaking planet. It's not going to be like with space packs fighting in space or anything like that. It's going to be on the surface of EVE Online universe ships.
Well, I think that's one of the main areas, but that
How do you
third
fight on the
shot.
surface of ships? How do you know that?
Yeah.
How-
one
how do I know that?
mentioned
Or, like, how
it's
do you
on the
do
outside
that?
of ships. They show that one shot. It's supposed to be on the outside of the ship where that
How do you
nightmare
know?
comes
No, it
by.
literally says it.
Oh, okay.
But there is one thing though. That third screenshot where it's showing that firefight looks like pre-alpha footage. That does look like it's inside some kind of station because it looks like advertisements.
Except
and
when you
billboards.
zoom in on a
Or
ship
are they,
and you
or are they
look
fighting
at
on
what
a
it,
billboard? Are they fighting on a billboard?
And when
That'd be
you
fucking
look at-
funny. You know,
and when
like,
you-
join the Imperium
and when
now,
you-
join Karma Fleet,
and when
just
you-
shoot
Dude,
somebody
that'd
in
be
the face.
awesome.
and when you look at what a ship looks like from the outside, okay, there are plenty of places where it looks like, you know, there are structures and things like that kind of on the outside of the ship and you know and whatnot. But what it says, okay, just so that we're clear that we're not just making this up because somebody it says the action will take place on the exteriors of EVE Online's mighty spaceships and structures. Well, it says and structures with all new content, delivering a much darker and terrifying experience than ever before seen in New Eden.
So basically, we're going to be fighting on citadels and on carriers and shit.
It says and
So I saw it
structures,
could just been like those boarding lights.
but
you
it
see on
is
the
an
outside of citadels.
but it is an exterior thing, right? It does not seem to indicate that you will be inside any of these things fighting. Because I know when I first read that and then spoke to somebody, I sat there and said, "Is this the prelude to boarding parties?"
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That would be awesome, Dan.
Okay,
That'd be freaking great.
and what it sounds like is because
Yeah,
of the
prophecy
way
trailer, dude.
Eve ships are and Eve structures are and things like that, right? That could technically make for actually a battleground. You know, think of it in terms of like, if you're out there, I don't know, you're a fucking space marine or whatever the hell they are, Mars fucking trooper or whatever, from
MCRN, baby.
From the Expanse, you're MCRN, right? And you've got your fucking mag boots on, and you're freaking rolling around on the outside of a ship, firing pew pew laser beams at people and shit.
I mean, how cool would it be to pull like that when Mass Effect did this when they went outside in space, and you go fighting like on the side of an Avatar? That'd be badass. I mean, how cool would that be?
Yeah. Well,
But-
I mean,
but
I call
uh,
dibs
but
on
the-
the corp named Dusters.
But the whole thing is that, look, at least it's not what, like, the whole thing of, number one, just on planets, right? Because everything can be on a fucking planet. Anything can be in an inside interior,
Well, they can make
Doom-wise
like
or anything like
a
that, right? Because what this allows for, right, is if you're on the outside of what would be a ship in that game, it's obviously not ships in our game, right? Like, while you're flying around, it's not like there's a bunch of freaking lice on you and shit like that, right?
That'd be fucking
Right?
awesome.
'Cause then you
How
just
funny
smart
would
bomb
that
them.
be, though? How
I know,
funny
Because then you
would
just
that
smart
be?
bomb
like,
them.
give interceptors like a special turret to like pick people off fucking other ships or some shit.
that's
That'd be
that's
fucking
probably
awesome.
what they get.
But it
called,
also
like
allows
lice or
the
fleas or
graphics. It
something.
also allows the graphics to potentially be right, like instead of just like a landscape, right? A battle going on around you. Those are the sky graphics, right?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine
And
you're
no,
fighting
that would be
these
cool.
guys on the side of an Avatar. You see bubbles flying up. You see missiles going off. You see doomsdays in the background. That would
not
be
just
so
that.
freaking cool.
Because I just thought something that's actually it's real cool. Like how, like usually if you get like shot in the leg in a game and you die and you're like, what the fuck? Why am I dying from a shot to the leg? Now they kind of also got like an excuse, like if you get shot in the foot, it breached your suit, decompression, you're fucked. Like that's just like a little tidbit I just thought of. Like it's like they can actually explain that stupid shit when you die from getting shot in the ass in the game
So-
now.
I do want to go to one thing that they say in here. It says our game pillars. These pillars are the foundation of the gameplay, informing the way we make our development decisions.
But
They are
they're not
not
promises in any way,
They are
shape, or
not
form.
features per se, but every feature we make either relies on the pillars or supports them. So the first one, authentic Eve universe, a dystopian sci-fi social systems. Death matters. Death matters. Okay. The infernal machine: collect, build, destroy, and then risk and reward. Right. Deep progression, customization, specialization, expression. Which I mean, I guess that means a lot of fucking skins on that last one or whatever. But teamwork, intelligent tactics, effective communications, and then highly replayable, dynamic metagame, procedural content, sustained challenge. Not just your typical go in and like get shot, respawn, go in. I want to say kind of like a Tribes type thing, or most first-person
missed that
shooters, right?
game.
This looks like it's going to have more depth, which is one of the things that CCP was. I think Hilmar in one of his interviews out there was talking about the fact of other games that they want to be involved with. They want to use what they've learned from having depth that like Eve has. So
Actually,
I mean,
wait. To kind of, sorry to cut you off, but to go on that, like when you're talking about learn from what they've done in the past, going on what they've learned from Eve, I think it's really good on CCP to fully acknowledge everything that they did in Dust, and you can see that within this email as well. They say,
Yeah.
we
Absolutely.
learned a lot from Dust. We want to, do what we did with Dust, but better, et cetera, et cetera. And I think, like a lot of people, especially when Dust shut down, like everyone was upset. The Dust players felt
I was.
betrayed. Eve players were like, oh my god, why'd you waste
Many
time on this
tears.
project? But I mean, like it's good for, instead of CCP, generally, the first reaction is, don't admit failures, try to make something bigger and better, but you need to acknowledge that. And I think it's good on CCP that they've actually done that here.
And there's one thing I would argue in that is that the whole claim that Eve is a dystopian universe, I call BS on that. It's fucking utopian. There's no like downgrade technology. Everything's always getting better. Like there's always nice shit. It's just that we assholes in space like to blow each other up all the fucking time. I don't see how that's dystopian.
Well,
They should add
Not
some-
everybody
and I
don't
like
wanna get too
much
in a
off
world
on
where
Eve.
corporations rule everything. So,
Yeah,
They
but
should
it's
have
not
jetpacks
it's not
like they had in
shit. If
Tribes.
you actually read the
So you could do
essays,
like a
the
jetpack
actual
scheme.
essay Utopia, Eve is almost textbook Utopia.
but I don't want to get.
Actually, the
I don't
Amarian
want to
Empire
get.
is textbook Utopia.
I don't want to get too much off on Eve in that regard, but kind of it's
I know,
dystopian
I know, it's just
because
a little tangent.
but, we as Capsuleers are immortals, right? There's a bunch of other people living and working and shit out there, who are living a different lifestyle.
that ain't. Like everybody working on our ships.
Okay, somebody's claiming I never read the lore. Yes, I do know about the fall, but I'm saying it's currently utopian, as in there's no progression.
I mean, it's
fall going
utopian
out.
for
It's all
us, and that's
advancement.
all that should really matter, right?
Oh, no. Somebody just went like re in the fucking chat.
Re!
Like re, this guy didn't read the lore. Yes, I have. It's not dystopian anymore, dude. It was dystopian when the fall happened, when the Eve gates crashed. Now everybody got new shit and they're getting newer shit. It's just like it's Christmas every day when you're getting hand-me-downs.
Yeah, but you still got slavery. You got the Minmatars. You got all the pirates
Well,
killing
well, if
everybody
you
all the
actually
time.
read-
We don't still have slavery.
Well,
All right.
if you actually
Well,
read,
that's
Yes.
not true because there are
We do
slaves.
have
if you actually
slaves.
read Utopia,
Yeah, the Mars too.
Utopia, the whole
I've
word
got
for
janitors.
Utopia is slavery. If you actually read the essay of Utopia, so it is utopian.
Well, also when you put the exotic female dancers, they take up 2 meters cubed, which is a very small. That's literally like they're standing in a closet and packed away in the shipping compartment of your ship until you get to where.
But did you know the
Drake, I
male,
don't
the
wanna
male
waste
exotic
time.
dancers
Don't travel,
only
but
take
It
up
doesn't
1
make it
meter
dystopian,
cubed?
No, they just makes it a little shitty for them.
Anyways,
we all know that
anyways,
Drake
I'm pulling it back. I'm pulling
Maybe
it
they
back.
should stay
Drake
in the
knows what
cities.
he's
Maybe
talking
they should
about with
stay the fuck on
exotic
their planet.
dancers.
I'm pulling it back to Dust 541
Yeah, let's go back to Nova.
or
514.
Fahrenheit or whatever.
514.
Fahrenheit 514 or
Four-
whatever.
That's 514.
My issue, though, my
Four-
issue with the
four-
email for
6
Nova,
degrees of
though,
separation.
Here's my main issue. Is when they're talking about the studio they're going with, they talk about the accomplishment of the individual developers within the studio and not the studio itself. Because, like I said before the stream, I was looking at the studio, like, yeah, they made a Hitman game recently and they're working on Dead Island 2, but they've also they mainly do sports games, Sonic games, and racing games. Like, they're not really like an FPS studio. They got people with FPS experience, like developers that work for them, and that's what they're saying in the email, but the actual studio itself is not known for that kind of content. So
This
like
dog
they could
keeps-
have like a programmer that worked on Crysis, but if his the head designer or the director of the project's a shithead and doesn't know how to do an FPS right, doesn't matter how good your programmers are.
I'm willing
that's-
to give these guys a shot because look, I think the one thing that will make this game different if they do it right is that first pillar where death actually matters. Because name one FPS game where death means anything?
Counter-Strike. When you die, you're out to the
You're
to the
out
next
to the
match.
end of the
But
round,
that's
right?
it. You're out to the end of the game.
No,
Fine,
yeah,
you
right,
gotta-
right.
you just
That's
started
not-
on-
Well, right, but I'm
That's
saying
not
like
the
for
thing
each
where-
match,
that's
your
not- where death okay is that there is loss in your death, meaning
Correct.
that when you die in your ship you lose, and this is where when they say death matters in Eve, right?
It's like the game The Surge.
You lose your ship and everything else that was on board, right? If you lose your pod, you lose everything that was on board the pods. Like the pod, there's loss there. It's not just, you know what? I've always got my magic fucking armor and my magic fucking wand, and when
Right, you gotta wait
when I
5
die,
minutes
I
and
just
then you
respawn
respawn
with
and
my
you go
magic
back to
armor and
fighting.
wand.
I mean,
But the
that's the
idea
point.
they did call out risk versus reward again
Yes, they
in
did.
this email, and that's what has been lacking a little bit for me is the risk versus reward in Eve. So if they bring that back to Nova, if we have that loss tangible thing that we can grab onto, and that fear of those PvP shakes here in Nova, I'm
Actually,
there.
Don't get crazy. Look, risk versus reward. We still have it in Eve. It may be out of balance. Some may think in some places or whatever. Okay, but the concept of it exists, right? What they're saying is that this is one of the concepts that they want to have there. That the higher the reward for something, the more that you're going to be
get
at
back.
risk,
You're going to
that
reap.
you are going
You have
be
to
at
risk a lot to get a lot back, and
But-
that's
and they
how
also
much
said,
we
like-
want to do.
Are you calling a shot, Drake?
And
Is
they
that what you're
said
doing?
deaths
Yeah, we're calling
I
shots.
matter.
just did one.
They said deaths
Oh,
matter
well,
Do another.
in
Yeah,
this,
that's
right?
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So do you guys remember? I think it's Tarkov. Is that the new like early access game where like you collect items and then if you die
it's like
you lose
yeah,
them?
it's.
I wonder if they're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
take on. So I've never played Tarkov. I just know it's a first-person shooter. But I wonder if they're
just
gonna
heard of
take
it.
on something like that, where it's like you go into whatever it may be for an FPS battle, and then if you die, you lose all your stuff, and then you have
Yeah,
to
it's
respawn
Escape from
without
Tarkov.
it. Or yeah, like I wonder if
I
they're
think
gonna take on
that
a concept
would
like
be a
that.
great
I think
idea.
pretty much what you can count on here in terms of death matters, okay, is probably not something along along the lines of loss of skill points or things like that, right? It's you die wearing your super fucking Kevlar and shit, your space Kevlar and whatnot. That it's gone, right?
Now
it
you
drops
lose it,
on
yeah.
the
You're
right,
drops
right.
or is destroyed on the battlefield.
I
you
think
got some,
Dust
like,
was
tricked
trying to
out
do that
rifle
for a
that you
bit.
got that fires fucking heat-seeking missiles and corrosive acid bullets, and you lose that shit.
Yeah, well, and Dust had that. That was one of the few kind of
Yeah,
unique
'cause
things
I
that Dust
remember you had
had.
to
Was
buy, like,
you
armor
would have to
suits and
buy your
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, you would have to buy your stuff, and if you died wearing it, then you lost it. I mean, they wouldn't cost very much ISK, but the thing is, you didn't make a ton of ISK. But the thing is, like, if you die 10 times in a match and you have like 20 of those, right? Well, half of your rifles are gone, so now you got to buy a bunch of them. I mean, you always
Right,
have the
which is
basic
good.
shit
That's
We don't
different
like your
than every
kind of
other
armor.
FPS that's out there. I mean, every other FPS out
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
you
it's-
literally you respawn, you pick your new
That's
weapons
just it.
from whatever you want to do, and
Well,
you just go.
well, a lot of the
Anything
new
different is good.
wait, most of the new FPSs are these like battle royales. It's a shrinking environment, so you kill somebody, you gather all their loot, and you just get better and
Yeah, but
better
everyone
throughout.
starts with
You start with you start with a sword.
Team Fortress 2 did such a good job. Everybody's just copying it now. Which is
Yeah,
better.
you have this
you
battle
basically-
royal
I
environment.
want to go with what LB is saying out there. In Dust 514, you had fittings for your suit to include weapons, etc. If you died, they were consumed. At the end of the round, there would be salvage where you had a chance to get gear back. Okay,
Right.
And I think what people have to understand here is that this is not.
It's permanent loss.
It is the merging, of a first-person shooter, okay, along with elements of what we have come to know from kind of EVE Online, and I'm gonna go through this last little thing here. You're related to this, where it says, as you may have gathered, we are making a slower, more tactical shooter with higher time to kill, a game that rewards planning and communications equally as much as reflexes and twitch ability. All right.
Right,
They
so
basically
that's
wanna
making it like
do
PUBG
what
then,
Planet Side
which is
2
good.
did wrong.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like the new battle royale things, because those are more like larger scale, and so you don't just go in and like run around corners shooting people like you do in like a
In Fortnite.
Well,
Yeah, they
no,
want
what
kind
I
of
mean,
like how Black did it when they had those 50-on-50 matches.
Realm Royale,
Yeah, 'cause, like-
Royale right now is kind of that mode. If you've seen Realm Royale, it's a shrinking environment, but you have a slow kind of play to it, and you kind of level up or you level things throughout your progressions, but you still have to kill people in a shrinking environment.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way: things like PUBG, right? Any of those games where basically you die and you're out of that match, but it doesn't fucking matter because
You
you
could
just
just
leave
leave and
the
go
next
to the
match
next
the
one.
way you
Next
are,
game.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that is something that is the end of the spectrum of death doesn't fucking matter. You're out of that match, but so the fuck what? You just go log into the
Right.
next match.
Yeah, you respawn the next one, you start all over again. Big
Right.
deal.
Here it's like there will be a sense of loss because you will have in some way or another been able to acquire gear, all right, and then you risk that gear out in the thing. Obviously, you're immortal, so you as a person will come back, but
No, I'm thinking, Derek. I'm thinking kind of like you. Anybody ever play the game The Surge?
No.
It's a
saw
really
it.
cool
I
game
didn't play it, but I
where you
remember.
get
It's like
you're
a
like
Tom
part of a
Clancy game,
colony
right?
and you have like an exoskeleton.
okay.
You get to add parts
yeah.
on from robots you defeat and shit. But whenever you die, all the scrap, all the shit you gained, stays exactly where you died. And you actually have to try and if you went by an OP enemy, you're like kind of fucked because you gotta try to figure out how to get your shit back. But that's how they did it. Like before, if you lost shit in between checkpoints, you lost it permanently.
This-
Well, that's
There'd
how
be
Star Wars
This
checkpoints.
second
There'd be no
bullet
checkpoints
was-
in Nova. But
That's how
that
Star
same
Wars
system of
Galaxies
losing
was
your
in the
shit
beta.
where you fell.
In
Yeah,
Star Wars
so-
Galaxies in the beta, you had to go find your corpse and reloot all your gear back, or you lost stuff. So that's how it was in the very beginning. And they changed that because people thought it was too harsh a death mechanic. But I mean, this is EVE. We like harsh death mechanics. I think it would be great if they get that right, and that'll make it unique enough in terms of FPSs that I think we'll get a lot of folks that otherwise wouldn't be trying it out to try it out because it's hardcore.
Yeah, so Dirk, you said the second point was what?
I want to go back to, they call it the infernal machine, okay? And honestly, I look at this and go, oh, so you mean the base code for EVE Online. Collect, build, destroy, and then risk and reward. Okay, it's like all in that, this thing they call the infernal machine. I wonder what the whole collection idea will be. I wonder if there will be aspects of this that are not just always combat, but also the ability to go out there and be a fucking grab ass out.
Maybe some of that H1Z1
like
aspect where you had to build the resources,
like building type stuff.
Right. So the H1Z1,
the whole resource gathering, kind of thing. I wonder if you will be able to play this game as something who is just somebody out there kind of farming material.
That's it. Yeah.
Pop and go.
Altered Carbon Online would be badass.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what.
Or it could be collect scrap from battles and shit like that. I mean, I don't want to read too much into it, but
yeah, just hope you're not
they need mining in
and they put
FPS
you in a
games.
60-year-old because that sucked to be you.
I don't like the fact that there's not going to be any zombies here, but like whatever.
Well, see, that's,
You don't know that.
understand there's
You don't
Zombie
know that,
games
sir.
are overrated.
What happens
To
if
me,
you die?
H1Z1
You're kicked out of the game,
PUBG
and
are
then
the
your
same
character
game.
becomes a zombie.
Wait, Dirk,
PUBG
we got
just
some
doesn't have
better than
zombies.
zombies, bruh. We got Sansa. They're like fucking Borg zombies.
Sansa?
That'd be kind of cool.
Stark?
Not Sansa.
Not Sansa, not the hot girl from Game of Thrones.
Well,
Sancha?
up here we call her
Yeah,
Sansa.
Sancha.
Sancha.
Baby, as
I know where he was going with this.
Sindel would
I
say
knew
it.
it wasn't the hot girl from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Who we actually.
However,
She's old enough to say
I
that.
do want to go back.
Yeah,
for just,
she's
I do
okay.
want to go
I
back
would
for
say
just a
Sophie's
second
the hot one.
to any criticism over the
No, she's
potential
redhead. She's hottest.
producer for this.
No,
It's like,
no. The hooker redhead was the hottest redhead on that show.
No. Egret was the hottest redhead. And
Reeling it
Sansa's
back.
very close.
Reeling
Okay,
it
sorry.
back. We can
Look,
totally
sir,
talk
you
about
wanted
hookers
TV
later on.
time. You wanted TV time, so
Yeah.
let's talk about Game of Thrones. And since it's
No,
not
no,
fucking
no,
2018,
Roswell-
No, because
Then
we
Marjorie.
didn't
we're
just
talking about it now.
we didn't just go fucking TV time. We went fucking tangent. Okay.
Then Melisandre.
I do want to go back to the whole kind of producer thing of this, and it's like, look, if CCP went out there and found a developer who is good at working at these types of games, okay, or is better than they are, okay, then that's a fucking step up. All right. We can sit there and we can question whether or not they are a primo fucking title maker. I'm gonna tell you right now, if they're a primo fucking title maker, they're not making this game alongside of CCP, right? CCP is like got somebody out there, it seems, that has the capability and they've got a certain vision that they can help apply to that. I am going to say that this is a +1 compared to what began to happen with Dust 514, where they tried to take it on themselves.
Yeah. I'll give you that because I'm happy.
Even if they're
contracted
not
out
like,
for it.
the producers of Call of fucking Duty or anything.
Well, the thing is, like, the CCP is going to be the producers. They're getting someone else to code the game, the developer. So that's
Right.
probably a better idea on their part because they've been doing the RPG.
well, the way-
Just because they couldn't get Michael
MMO.
Bay to direct their film doesn't
No,
mean
no,
so
that
long,
like,
but
this
they
is
haven't
going to
waited
be
for
somehow
the-
worse
yes.
than Dust or something.
The way it looks to me, it looks like CCP is going to be the publisher because they're going out to the studio to develop the game, and they're going to be the developers. And it's
Well,
just
the
that
ultimate thing to
studio, my only
me,
issue
what
is-
the best thing of this is going to be on PC. It's
Yeah.
just PC. It's
Yes.
a PC play.
Just
So-
right off the
Thank
bat, right?
God,
Right off
no
the bat, we're not
console
talking about a
bullshit.
fucking.
I know we don't want to get into the
PlayStation
platform
or
discussion,
Xbox
but to
One.
me,
Port.
PC is where Dust should have been, and I'm glad
PC
this
Race
is
Master Race.
Yeah,
Unreal Engine 4.
yes.
Correct.
Not some fucking in-house developed thing.
Well,
I think
Dust
you could do
514 I thought was
cross-platform, too.
engines actually end up being
Cross-platform,
the
okay.
shit. It's just
Yeah, I was gonna say,
CCP
Dust
didn't know
used
what the
Unreal
fuck they were
Engine, I thought.
doing.
I say you got to
Just
do
use the
Unreal
Unreal Engine.
because it's
If-
standard, or I mean, unless they want to go with Unity or something, because Seagull's over there and they know everybody.
Yeah, but they're not.
Maybe
because
that's
they,
it.
because they've already said Unreal Engine 4. That's what it is.
All right, good.
Again, there were a number of stumbling blocks that they went across because that was not the type of developer that they were. So again, learning from the mistakes of the past. Whether somebody wants to say that, you know what, the pedigree of this particular company that is, developing this in coordination with CCP is not A level or anything, doesn't matter, because CCP wasn't fucking A level in that regard when they did Dust 514, and we see kind of what happened, right? So
Yeah.
fine, they're
Well,
outsourcing
another
it better than them trying to do something that's not their gig.
Another
Yeah,
thing that
like-
I'll say about because I didn't play Dust later on in its conception, but I did play it when it was early beta. Like when it first came out, I loaded up on my PlayStation and started playing around with it, and it was okay. The thing,
because of it.
now I know it's still in beta at the time, so I didn't judge it too harshly. But at the same time, it just felt like the levels were really underwhelming. Like there wasn't a whole lot of like. It just felt like some small little arena. It was not like a well developed like. In-depth level that looked really cool and felt fun to play, and it was just kind of like this is kind of like a very sparse as far as terrain.
It felt like Section 9. Anybody ever play that game, Section 9?
No.
Was that where
Where
the
you play the
aliens
Space
land in
Marines
South
drop-
Africa?
That's District.
That was
Nah, it's-
District
it's
9.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
District 9. There's some South Africans. That's that Nelson Mandela crowd. I don't fuck with them.
That was a good movie. I like
Reeling
that
it
movie.
back. Because I know we're about ready to tangent off into fucking alien movies.
No, but it looked like they tried to go with the Halo aesthetic, but it had the functionality and the size of Section 9, and that's not really a good thing to have. Section 9 was a PS3 game that you basically were part of this like Imperial Marine Corps, and you just had like little arenas around Mars you would drop into, just how you would drop into them in Dust 514 that came out like not even 2 years later.
The Imperium Marine Corps, I like it.
This was the one thing
that's pretty nice.
that I didn't read, and maybe I didn't get all the way to the fucking end when it said our message and it went through a bunch of blah blah, right? But like buried in there, like is not only the idea, Unreal Engine 4, which had already been announced, but the fact that and will launch exclusively on Windows PC, right?
Yay!
So okay, at least
Nice.
with exclusivity, it's on Windows PC, right? So therefore, it is a much bigger market than just
Get wrecked, Mac.
dated ass PlayStation 3, right?
And this studio does have a lot of experience
Correct.
working with Microsoft. Like I'm looking at their list, I got their Wikipedia showed up. Like they worked with EA and Microsoft a lot in Sega, so they'll know what they're doing.
Well, and the other
But
thing
they
is that if
random
you only
shit
have
in
to
there,
code
too,
it,
that concerns me.
if you only have to code it for Windows, it's a lot easier because if you're trying to make it multi-platform, you have to like change. You have to. I don't know how they do the porting and how, but like you can't just
I don't
have the
know why I
same
didn't
coding
get
for
an email.
PC and have it on
Well,
PlayStation,
they're-
have it on Xbox. They all take different coding, so you have to code it for each one separately. Not
They're
like recode it, you have to
multi-platform
make some
studio,
kind
too,
of like crossover stuff. I don't know how you do it, but
Why didn't I get a fucking email for this? Number one, I was signed up for fucking Dust 514, and I actually went through the login stuff and things like that. Number two, I'm a media personality or something like that. I think I should have been directed this.
You had to sign up, Dirk. You had to sign up for it.
Where did you? When? When did
They
you have to
announced
sign
this
up?
like 3 months ago. If you want updates for Project Nova, sign up for the newsletter.
I know.
Yeah,
but
you
like
had to say.
But I'm talking.
That- I know,
from,
but
like
sorry,
the thing
you
of,
had
like,
to-
CCP
yeah, you had to
Grendel-
opt in for the
CCP
emails.
Grendel should have been on top of this, going
I'll have
announcement
Range
from.
This was
Before
at
the
FanFest,
offers.
wasn't it? Yeah, it was at FanFest. You got a letter
Yeah.
to.
Hold on, McLeod out there. McLeod is saying, same bro. Check my email and nothing. And he said, and
I signed up online.
Check your spam filter, McLeod.
ccpgames.com/ram Project Nova.
Check
Yeah,
your
but
spam
Range-
filter if you didn't get
even
it.
beyond that, I know that
They
CCP
rigged
Grendel
the
should have reached
newsletter.
out to me and said, by the way, Dirk, I want you to know that like this is something we sent out. It may be something you want to think about and discuss.
yeah, but Dirk, Rain is A-list.
But see,
You're
this
kind
is
of
why I
like
don't even
B-list.
need
You're
them to
like
do
That's
that.
exactly
Switch,
right.
so they don't
Rain
get to
is
do
an
that.
A-lister.
I found out on my own. I didn't
Whatever.
do anything. I found out
Rain
on
is
my
like
own.
triple A list. Are you shitting me?
Now,
Whatever.
granted, I only get
They tell
CCP
Rain about
emails
stuff
on my
like
If
that.
I
Outlook
had thought
account.
about that
No, I
before
found
all
out
this,
on
we
my
wouldn't
own.
even
I
be
found
talking
out on
about
my
this
own.
right now. I'd have just been like, fuck it, they dicked me, fuck them. Not talking about their new game. Meh. Anyways.
Though I am kind of happy CCP is like focusing in house. Like I wanted that like vampire MMO thing they wanted to. That looked cool. But I am kind of happy they caked in. They're focusing on like, know what? We know Eve. We know New Eden. Let's just stick to what the fuck we know, and make it like tweak it. And I like
could-
that. They're
They
trying
could
to
have
they do-
number
the
one,
franchise
number one,
does
number
the
one.
benefit a
Throughout
lot
all of
better
this,
now.
we've always could have had vampires in space. We
But
could have
that's
just
the
fucking
easiest,
had
the
it.
easiest thing for these guys. They've got an existing IP. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. They don't have to start from scratch. They've got an existing universe that makes sense. Why not use it? I mean, and you don't have to
Fucking
license
blast them.
anything. It's the best part. I mean,
Blast
that's the
him. You
best
have
part.
green
of
on
it.
the top of your head or some shit.
I do.
Whenever he looks down, you can see it was.
No,
his
it's
forehead
the
is awesome.
reflection.
Why do you-
I know. I am
on the top of your
reflecting
head that's in
terrible
chroma key?
tonight.
No, it's the
really
reflection
hilarious.
from the head wax that catches the green.
I put my
screen.
head into
Like,
Shino
just-
Balo tonight. Just saying.
Shino
Sometimes you gotta
Ball.
wax up, bro.
Oh shit.
Anyways, you know what? I'm gonna say the same thing I did a long fucking time ago about fucking Dust 514. Good luck with fucking Deep Dust 1028. I hope this shit freaking works out. I always wish CCP the fucking best in all of these, things that they try and do. I hope one of these things actually fucking takes off. And I hope that after the, like 30 days after I buy it, like I did with Valkyrie for PC, you don't go, fuck it. I don't know. I'm not sure we're going to keep doing this. I think I might be the guy that breaks all this stuff, because when I log the fuck in, they just sit there and go, I don't know, Red Wedding, I don't know, we're just going to kill this shit.
Well,
let's hope that fucking doesn't happen. Because I know
Red Wedding.
One of the things we said during the whole Dust 514 experience, and the couple of years preceding it where we were talking about it, as information was coming out, right, was the fact of, obviously, we want to try this. Dust 514 was one of those things of, if you weren't a console gamer, you just weren't part of the part of the equation. Yeah. Okay, and in that case, if you weren't a PlayStation 3 owner, I bought a PlayStation 3 for no other fucking reason than to look. I literally invested in a PlayStation 3 just to be able to look at it on my own screen. I looked at it, never fucking played it. I now use it as a Blu-ray player.
I was going to say, at least you got a Blu-ray
player. And that is probably the only reason I bought it, was because it's a good Blu-ray player too.
No, Derek, I literally bought the PS3 Slim because it came with that and Uncharted 3. It was like, get a free copy of the Dust 514 beta and Uncharted 3, and I'm like, oh shit,
I bought
Uncharted 3?
I bought Valkyrie when it came out for PC without the without the VR, and then 30 days later they sat there and said, man, this whole Valkyrie thing. Okay.
Valkyrie was fun.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says.
Pretty cool.
Valkyrie was freaking fun, and I loved that game. I hope it keeps around. I wish they would keep it around because it's so freaking good.
I just hope they don't fucking screw me on this one, because I will obviously look to play it.
Hey, has anybody played Gunjack?
I haven't played
I played a demo of it, but no.
Yeah, I played Gunjack.
Yeah, because it looks like it's fun, because I like that whole turret control
shit.
It's no longer in development.
I don't play games on my fucking mobile device at all, because I'm
not a mobile device fan.
Oh, I thought they were going to make a VR version of Gunjack, or am I on crack?
Yeah, it was a VR version that we demoed it.
No, it was VR.
The only reason I even got an Oculus Rift
was
to play at Valkyrie.
Yeah. I missed out on Gunjack in Vegas.
Valkyrie.
They were having the whole demo thing on the wall, but there was giant lines, and so I was like, I'll do it later, and then I never got around to it. But
this shot is the Project Nova. You know what? Here's hoping that we continue to get news about it, and I don't know. Maybe they send me the news a couple days in advance so I can absorb it and shit like that. Whatever.
Wow.
I'm not asking for special treatment. But...
Yeah, sure.
Dirk, when you get special treatment, you never have to ask.
I know.
My call sign in Valkyrie was
and Grendel's been a severe, totally cool fucking dude about that, but for some reason this got fucking passed by. But whatever. All that being said. I do want to throw out there, okay, we're going to take a little aside here, that if you happen to live in the Providence, Rhode Island Metroplex...
Okay, I'm listening.
Go ahead, make a joke about the whole Providence, Rhode Island Metroplex, which is really just south Boston.
Southeast.
Yeah, it really is, because I live within 30 minutes of it.
Southeast.
There is going to be an Eve meet. During what used to be, I think this used to be the, what the fuck was this thing called? Fuck, I'm gonna not remember what it's called. Since we're already throwing a ridiculous party, we're going to add an Eve meetup at
Dark Lady?
neonri.com. It's a retrofuturism lover. This retrofuturism thing had a different name. I'm gonna call it something crazy like TempleCon or something.
Dirk, I'm
pretty TempleCon. It used to be called TempleCon. I was gonna call it Triple something or other, but whatever. I'm stupid. It used to be called TempleCon.
Yeah.
Number one, there's been an Eve meet associated with this for a number of years.
Yep.
However, the name has changed to the actual event that they were having at the time. It's it used to be called TempleCon for any of those of you out there who knew under that name. As a retrofuturism love affair to late 20th century entertainment. You know what? What's that mean? The fucking VCR? Anyways, a new event inspired by the worlds and sounds we grew up with: flickering neon, killer robots, rain-soaked pavement, eternal sunsets, cyberpunk skylines, obsolete technology, and relentless midnight drives. And
Bring your
the VCR.
visors, your fanny packs, and your
Cyberpunk
Walkmans.
Skylines.
You're getting fucking
Well,
jiggy with it.
However,
baby.
if you are out in that area, or you're somebody who used to travel to TempleCon and still are going to go to, you know, the new version of it or whatever, Neon, then you should, you know, also look up the fact that there is going to be an EVE player meet there, just as there always is. So I want to throw that out there. It's going to be at the Crown Plaza Providence. Well, hold on. The Crown Plaza Providence Warwick, which is like if Providence is south Boston,
Literally, they all connect to each other.
then there's Warwick.
No.
Right.
Like literally, Dirk. Every city in Rhode Island connects from the border of Massachusetts to the border of Connecticut.
Rhode Island's like the size of Texas, bro.
All right.
Nice.
So,
When
hey, wait.
From fucking Martha's
Dude,
Vineyard
the
to
only
Boston, it's a
state-
long
So
fucking way.
before we go off on the
The
tangent
only
of what
state
Providence
smaller than
and
Rhode Island
Boston and all this
fucking
is,
Delaware.
so hold on. So let's just talk about the Eve meets this weekend. I'm just going to talk about there's 3 Eve meets this weekend. If you're in these
Go ahead,
areas,
Blast
please
them.
go.
We should do this. That's so talking
Please go
sensations
out
of us.
and see these. There's a big one. There's the Toronto monthly meetup. That's tomorrow. Local time looks like it's at 12:30. It says everyone's blue, so get to the Toronto Eve meet. There is a Greater Seattle meetup. I don't have the location. Oh, wait a minute. It's at Pike Place Market in Seattle. And finally, the third one tomorrow is the Edmonton Eve meet. Looking forward to see everybody. So that's at the Craft Beer Market in Edmonton. So there's a 3 tomorrow. If you guys are in this area, or gals, sorry, I didn't mean to gender identify Eve players.
Why?
Everybody.
If you're doing guys and gals, then you're already gender.
Guys
Oh,
is
God.
gender
identifying.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
we're
those are the
guys
3,
are
Toronto,
Don't
get
Seattle,
me
and
started.
Edmonton. Go out to Canada. Eve meets tomorrow. Go out if you're in those areas.
And don't forget, Eve Down Under is next week.
No,
Yes,
I got,
Eve Down
got
Under.
a
I was
new
going to say that
inclusive
next week, but
term
yeah,
that
Eve
covers
Down Under is
everybody.
next week.
Literally nobody but Otto Bismarck is listening right now that gives a shit about fucking Eve Down Under.
That's
Go
not
meet
true.
the judge.
Come on
The
now.
judge and Sort care about it too, I'm sure.
Go meet the judge.
I won't lie. I
Otto
voted
and I
for
were
the
talking
judge
about it
just
the
to
other
trigger
day.
Dirk.
Go meet the judge at Eve Down Under. But really, then walk over to Otto Bismarck and go, God damn, motherfucker, you look good.
Well, I will confirm. I know one thing about the judge. He'll be in Eve Vegas. I can't say anything more, but I know Judge will be in Eve Vegas.
Is he coming in by parachute? I mean, like, you
He
make it
may
sound
have
like
no
some
hands.
fucking, like, crazy ass thing.
He's coming in on his Lawmaster.
No, but
fucking
Judge will
Judge
be at
Anderson
Eve Vegas.
himself.
I can confirm. I know this. I know this.
I wish I still, you know, I wish I still, I'm in Pennsylvania now, but like, I wish I still
Drayden,
lived in
wake up.
Connecticut because, like, I didn't know about this. I
I'm-
know at one point.
on my phone.
Did you actually fucking nap or were you on the phone? Like,
No,
what were
no,
you
no.
doing?
I'm
The fact you
answering
jumped made it look
Buckstrider
like
because
you
I don't
fucking
have a
napped,
whisper.
dude.
Like,
No, hold
at
on,
least
I
bring
don't-
the
I don't
phone up
have-
so people can see it. Otherwise, they think you're napping.
Yeah,
I
let's see
don't
what you're
have the
doing. What are you
bandwidth.
Snapchatting, bro?
Damn, you can't go to a like strip club later if like
What-
people
what-
think you're
what-
already
Yes,
on.
Avalon,
on
Wait,
keyboard.
Avalon, CCP Avalon, Blast
I
him.
mean,
Can
like-
you confirm me at Eve Vegas? Well, yes. CCP Avalon is
You know
coming
what?
to Vegas.
You know what? Avalon.
Woo!
Well,
Dude, that's awesome.
I don't
can't
think
wait.
that's
Now
what
I
he
have to
meant.
get onesie
I
bananas.
think what he meant was if I just show up at Eve Vegas, can you confirm me?
Blasting's
Oh,
gonna be that guy announcing everyone as they enter. He's
Now,
like,
welcome to center stage,
Right, here we are.
CCP
They're
Avalon.
not letting me come as a CCP employee again this year that's going to be there. So therefore, I just need to show up. Can you just get me a fucking wristband? And now you're like, oh yeah, I can totally confirm you're going to be there because you just said it. No,
You're
that's
just
not
gonna
what
say
he
it,
meant.
yeah.
He wants to sneak in. He wants to know if you can help a brother out.
Hey now. So, well, no. I'm not going to say it.
Anyways, okay, so we did TempleCon / Neon Rhode Island. Fuck, where the fuck are we right now? Oh, by the way, I want to throw this out there in case any of you bought the second decade collector's edition back in 2010
No.
when the beginning of the second decade happened. Okay. And you were wondering what they were doing with mystery codes and like, you know, which was nothing for but a couple of times over the course of the last 5 years. Recently, they came out with some new shit and they threw it out there this past week. to those of you who were mystery card holders, apparently it was like in the redeemables thing for whatever email address, and I don't even know how the fuck they did it, because no longer do you need to use the mystery code to like go do your shit. But here we
I
are.
think it's awesome. They finally got it done. That and the skins and stuff were really cool.
When you say got it done, please tell me what you mean by that. Do you mean reparations are now finalized, or do you mean like all of a sudden in the 5th year they checked in?
I don't care. I'm happy these guys, they got a mystery code for buying the collector's edition, and they got something for it. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, they've gotten something for it in the past.
They got one Plex like 3 years ago.
No.
Wait.
No.
Wait, how much
Wait,
time do they
wait.
got left tonight?
Angel Penshar just subbed. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel.
Thanks, Angel.
Thank you, Angel.
You're my angel, Angel.
Hold on. There's been a
can
couple
be
of
cheesy.
things. There's been a couple of things that they did for that. It was definitely earlier on, right? But here we are in the 15th year. Mainly what we've had over time is like when they've come out with shit, right? What about fucking mystery codes and all that kind of shit? What does anybody know what the obligation CCP put to themselves with was with the mystery codes back then? Like, was there some sort of like on an annual basis or maybe semi-annually, or like, you guys will get cool shit from time to time? What was the obligation that they leashed themselves to, that there's been the number of tiers, because there's been way more tiers than actually getting stuff over the years? What was it? Because I want to know when like we can get out of, holy shit, they still haven't paid back what we thought we were going to get from the mystery code portion. This little line item of buy our second decade collector's edition, which was at the 10-year anniversary of EVE. We're now at the 15-year anniversary of EVE, for people who don't know. Does anybody know what the actual obligation was, or is this just one of those things where it's like?
It said in the Eve mail that went out, if I recall correctly, and granted this was years ago, that it would be something that they got immediately, some stuff, but then it would be stuff that happened, it would be down the road and into the future. So I think randomly, every once in a while, they reward the mystery owners with something cool. And the stuff that they gave was pretty cool. Everybody likes the outfits and stuff. Everybody's excited about that.
Hold on. I'm not saying that people who are the owners of this are not
I don't think
excited
they
about this.
promised
I'm going to tell you right
finite
now,
amount of
if you're a
time.
mystery code,
I don't think they promised a finite amount of time, Dirk. But I think it's cool that it's been 5 years and they're still handing shit out. That's cool.
No, because over the course of the last 5 years, the primary number of like mentions regarding mystery code was the fact of, holy shit, they never do anything for the mystery code people. All right, so I'm trying to understand, is this something that is supposed to go on literally for the second decade? Okay, so we have to continue hearing about this until 2023. Yes. Okay,
that is what I recall. Yes.
Yeah. See, I'm not sure that's what it actually meant.
Well, it's been 5 years.
It was the second. Hold on. McLeod just put it. This is just the beginning of what the mystery code will unlock in the future. Whenever we have big things happening, not just across EVE Universe, but across all CCP games, you will find a mystery code element to enjoy. There's much more planned we can't discuss right now, but you can rest assured that as we continue our journey into the second decade, the mystery code will be your perfect traveling companion.
See, that's awesome. I like
that. That is so incredibly fucking vague. That's
that's awesome, though. That leaves you wanting a little bit more.
The best shit is vague, Dirk.
That's the kind of thing that only EVE can do, because it's one of these MMOs that's like, guess what? We're going to be around another 20 years, so we're going to do this cool stuff every couple of years just to keep people thinking.
Okay,
that's
cool.
So
so kind of the tweet that I threw out there is a fucking, like, it was a troll, not troll kind of a fucking thing, was like, can we please find reparations for these people, like, so that we can end whatever this fucking madness is? It's like, yes, they got fucking dogged on the whole mystery code thing, because in the first 5 years, this may be like the third thing that they've ever freaking done, whatnot, right? But like the number of tiers related to mystery code and kind of bad merchandising, marketing and stuff like that is the bigger meme about all this. And we will never ever get another mystery code thing again because CCP knows that the expectations they build with that are too much. So let's just end the whole fucking thing. I don't give a shit. Give these people fucking Ishikone watch scorpions. I don't care. But just put a chicken in every pot.
I wish I had. I wish I had bought the collector's edition in 2013 because I think it's cool. I have a Rifter, but I had to get it off eBay. But they got a bunch of stuff when they did the deluxe edition. So I wish they would give everybody an opportunity to jump in on that again. I think that would be fun. That would be cool.
No, this is.
I'm going to tell them
this is something CCP should never come back with. They should never come back with the mismanaged expectations of what the mystery code might gain these people. And by the way, I do want to link it out there to people, okay? Because it's really not all that much. It's these Concord Sorrow. SARO, Sorrow skins and combat suits given to mystery card holders. There we go. I just threw it out there. So they got
and
one
then McLeod linked
Sorrow
it too.
Black Troop combat suit. Okay, the Black Troop combat suit is really fucking cool. There's no question about that. Okay. One Women's Sorrow Black Troop combat suit, one Pacifier Sorrow Black Troop skin, one Enforcer skin, one Monitor skin, one Marshal skin.
With the female skin the other day, actually.
Zenuria's got one of the female skins on his account, which is cool.
He
but
does.
I want a Marshal and a Monitor just to have that skin.
Now
that skin is awesome.
It is. It is a really cool fucking black skin. And, and Astarothi, Astarothi was like the one guy who bit on my fucking troll about can we just make reparations and move on kind of thing. All right. And it is kind of a joke, but it's not, in a way. And my point to him was just sort of along the lines of, he's like, whoa, is it too much for some skins? I'm like, no, it's not. I don't give a shit if they put you guys on the freaking skin of the month club. Okay. Let's be done with it. Otherwise, Dirk, we're literally going to be until 2023 listening to but not this year. What you fucked us this year? What? No mystery code.
So what if there's no mystery code? But it's good. Look.
Because they cry about it and they blame it on bad merchandising.
Eve, how long have you been playing Eve?
Over 10 years now.
I've been playing since 2006. The rest of you guys have all been playing for a long time. This is a game that rewards longevity and sticking around and playing for a long time. And there are guys like us who started playing in our 20s and now we're fucking 40 and we got kids and we got all kinds of responsibilities, and we're politicians. Well, not everybody, just me. But still, it's cool because you grew up with this game, and if they get a code where you signed up for it a long time ago, and all of a sudden you get random stuff every couple of years, that's cool. It's fun. It's a fun little feature.
It is. Okay, but here's the thing, right?
But
as you have a game that has gone on for a long period of time.
I agree.
As you have a game that has gone on for a long period of time,
I'm gonna beat somebody up in the meat.
We currently have a probably proportionally a rather large number of players in this game who were not even around in 2010 when this bullshit went down, right? So all they're hearing, if they hear anything at all, okay, is there's this thing. It's about some mystery code thing from a yesteryear. Like it might as well be their grandparents bought this fucking thing, and why are they still collecting veterans benefits?
Dirk, I literally had breakfast with a congressman in 2004, and he told me that year was the last year that they finally finished paying off Confederate pension benefits, and that was 2000.
Yeah, I remember that. We had that at school.
I think all mystery card holders should have to show up in fucking JITA and camp out until.
Wait,
CCP
2004 was Confederate payouts?
Yeah, there was a woman who married a 90-year-old Confederate veteran in the 20s when she was 16 years old, and she lived to be 90, and she was still getting them until 2004. It was the last Confederate pension that they were paying.
Yep.
I think I remember reading something like that, but yeah, that's.
Well, actually, I'm actually going to take this opportunity to talk about that Article 13 I mentioned before the stream. Now, if there's
Dirk's not here, so we can't tell you to shut up, Hendo.
That's an EU citizen that has not heard about this over the past couple of weeks. A new article was put out to be voted into law coming up, I believe, in July, which basically allows them to censor and pre-screen any and all links or memes that anybody from Europe puts out, and they can actually charge you a fee. So if you link an article, even if it's to a Reddit post, you could actually be feed or fined by the government. And I'm gonna link it in chat right now.
And apparently you can still buy this shit out on Amazon based on what McLeod just linked in Twitch chat. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So go ahead.
For an EU
So they're
citizen,
still
and
selling
you're in
the second
chat,
decade thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to link you guys a little thing you can use to contact your MEP and let them know that this Article 13 shit is for the birds, and it would basically kill internet freedom in Europe. And we want you guys to keep making memes and your funny advertisements in game because they fucking make me laugh. I love the European
Like
and
Nazi
Russian
dog
shit.
memes, and like what kind of memes do you want them to keep
Wow.
making?
Any memes, dude. Like this would like kill all memes. Like you
Like-
can't even make a minion meme without getting in trouble if you're European. With
So
this
like
shit
if
in
you're
effect.
using somebody else's like material,
Well, but
you
would
should-
it
No,
require-
this
Wait,
doesn't say
no.
that. But, Dirk, it
Would it require
changes their
someone-
copyright law.
it changes
Like,
that. Okay.
Okay,
Like,
but okay, so
basically, it doesn't matter that if
It's-
you like edit and do Microsoft Paint all over the
User
shit,
left your channel.
they can still get
but
your ass
here's
for
here's
it.
the question I have about this though. So it changes the laws where people could bring grievances, but the thing is would all
User
these
joined your
companies
channel.
Oh my god! If
go
I
and
hit
bring
enter,
all
I
these
move myself
grievances
down the
against all
channel.
these memes?
Yeah, that was weird.
That
I was
was
like,
weird.
who
Like,
just
what the
left
fuck?
channel? That was weird.
Yeah, like would
Like,
because
it's
like,
basically
say-
designed-
Having a
I reached for a
Hold on,
shot
hold
and
on.
hit enter. And
let's so let's
must
bring
been
up the
highlighted.
Minion meme. So what is that? That's Disney Pixar, right? That did Minions.
Yeah, like the
Um,
applause
So
one.
the thing is, like, wouldn't that require Disney Pixar to actually find that meme and want to be like,
No,
hey, go after this guy?
That's what this article does. That they want to vote into
So they just
law
do it on their own. They
the
just
4th of
find any
July.
copyright
Yes, it
infringements
does
and
away
take care
with
of it on their
that.
own.
The state can go after you for copyright, not the corporation. The state can. That's
Why
what
would the
this
state
article
even
does.
care?
Yeah, I don't,
It's
I,
just
I
like-
just
Oh,
don't
how
see
would
how the
they
state,
know
EU
it's
state would care about
copyright
that, but
How would they know if it's copyright? Like, how do they know, like, Minions
Exactly,
or
they
whatever
won't
have
know.
fully copyrighted?
They won't know. They'll
Well,
just
I'm
end up
pretty sure Minions
finding
Hold
a
on,
bunch of
hold on,
people's
time-
shit for fucking stupid
wait.
memes.
Time out a second. This is not the state sees something and then goes after. It would be that somebody else reported it to the state,
No,
right, and said
no,
this is a violation.
Dirk, you are wrong.
Okay,
This
I-
allows.
I said it with a question mark at the end.
No, it allows the state to pre-screen. And you type in a link. Let's say, like, I'm just like, hey, check out this fucking new post about this freaking kill in Jeddah, and I slap a Reddit link on that. If I do that from a freaking European IP address, I can be fined by the state. They'll be like, oh, he's trying to tag a link. There's a fee to actually tag a link. Doesn't matter what the link is. It's a fucking link. When it comes to a meme, it doesn't matter what you did to the meme or you did to the picture to make it a meme. I can completely fucking color a minion green and fucking his iris red and fucking change everything and write completely
It's like a
different
Martian
text.
minion.
But the fact that I did it, the original image was a minion, the state can be like,
Marshminion.
nah, pull that out.
And that's why I
Minion.
think it's never going to happen. And that's why I
Marshman.
think this is one of those things where they're just going to complain
Yeah,
and they're going to
Bliss
put it
knows
out there to
'cause
scare people.
The,
but
the
in
U.S.
the end,
is
it's never going to
definitely
go through.
involved in it because, you know,
Yeah,
we
like-
just turned over the internet like 2 years ago to international control, and now this shit's going on.
I get the feeling this is another
This
one
is
of
what
those
happens
things where
to
it's going to
fallen
spin everybody
empires.
up, and in the end, it's not going to end up happening because these guys are that stupid.
Oh man,
Yeah,
But I do wanna
having
think
a
about
good
it
revolt
because of
against the EU establishment. So I'm just saying, but let your MEP know that if he doesn't start his shit, you're not going to vote him back in, even though the EU Parliament's a fucking dog and pony show.
All right,
But,
so
They make-
we already-
well,
make it
I mean,
good.
with this we can segue into.
I'm
do
gonna
we?
quick segue into something here that I actually have on the fucking menu this evening, which
Hey, there
is
you go.
for those of you who are wondering what the monument was going to be in VFK. Apparently, on top of 5 Imperium candidates, 4 of which being Goon, onto the CSM, they are also getting the monument in VFK, which they no longer own.
I believe that was
Yet-
given to them by Slice as well. That was
I think
Well-
yeah, there was a joint agreement
That
between
was a
Slice
joint
and
agreement by
and,
Slice.
and
Joint
Goon
agreement.
Swarm.
The question
Come on, that's
is,
a goon place. That's not like it was just something random. They put that in
No,
there to
exactly.
make sure. They made sure that some of the most famous of the places in the game that you could cut a deal
so.
if you
do
didn't
we-
control it, so
Well,
that
No,
you
no,
could
you know,
Oh,
symbolically
yeah,
to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Wait,
It
wait,
has
hold
nothing
on,
to do
with
hold
that.
on, hold on.
What it had to do with, okay, was who owned the shit on the fucking last day, right? Therefore, Slice owned it. However, in the meantime, okay, a deal was cut, and actually a deal was cut between that and I believe one that was owned by
a Pravi.
Brave.
It was owned by Brave, or no, it was owned by somebody given to Pravi. But no, CCP,
Pravi Block, I'm sorry.
released
And
that.
then,
They said,
and then
if you
because
want to
of
give it
these
to
things,
someone,
they opened it up.
you can. Yeah, CCP said
Right.
that. Said if you want to freely transfer or have like their information within the information of this faction Citadel, definitely send it to us and we will agree to it because CCP was actually approached by the players before it happened, and the players are like, hey, you know, like say VFK for example, we're like, this is iconic for Goons. While, you know, we own the faction Citadel, it's only quote unquote fair, or we feel like it's honorable.
Something tells me that it's iconic for more than it's iconic.
Okay, so we want to go into
iconic,
symbolism, or do
obviously,
we want to talk about what I think it is? Because I think it was kind of memorializing Vile Rat, but that's me.
And that's where
But that's
exactly
why-
where I
yeah.
was going
Yeah.
with it,
Yeah,
because
I
what
feel.
they said was they were talking about fallen somewhere,
heroes,
like in the
right?
thing they
Correct.
talked about
Vile
fallen
Rat.
heroes or
Yeah, 'cause
players or
I
like whatever.
I lived in Vile Rat Station in 5 TAC O, and that was a big contention at the Casino War was about, you
The
know,
what war? World War
But
B?
hold
Yeah,
on.
World War B.
Wait,
That's
wait,
not
wait,
what
wait.
drove this though. That's not what drove this though. Okay, I think that may have been why Goons struck a deal. I don't think that Goons threw
It
a
wasn't
chip in
Goons
there.
that struck
I
the
don't think
deal.
that
Are you sure
Goons
they struck a
threw
deal?
a,
It was
a
AFCON.
Vile Rat chip in there and said, but
AFCON
this should
broke
be
the
ours
deal.
because of Vile Rat. I think they
It wasn't up to Goons.
They
though,
made
it
a
was up to
deal.
Slice. It was up to Slice. So maybe
Yes.
Goons approached Slice, or maybe Slice said,
No,
you know what? I bet we
guys,
should dedicate
I
this
was
to
living
Vile
in
Rat.
the station in 5 TAC O when this shit happened. FCON made the deal when they left because that's why FCON bitched out and just
Oh my
left
God,
for the
dude.
South.
Oh my God, that
'Cause
should
they
become
made
a
the
fucking
deal.
meme.
Vile Rat Station,
FCON
a few
made the
stations have to
deal.
change their name.
But I mean,
I
look,
was in
it's the
FCON.
same-
I was living in
If you
Vile
live in the
Rat's
EU, we
Memorial-
can
in
cooperate that.
Sneakin' Peak Memorial Station in 5 TAC O. That's where I
Eh,
lived.
Everybody
2
wanted
years.
to make sure that when the faction citadels went through, that some of the iconic ones were in the hands of the people that belong. I mean, it was like, look, you know, Usher Khan and 9UI. I mean, that
Do we
They
know
took
of
care
other
of
ones
that.
that came out of this?
Look, I can go
It
to
was,
the one
stuff that
when
they
I
it was Goons and Pravi, I'm pretty sure.
my
So
original
Right.
alliance.
But those are like
we
the
had
two
we
big ones.
built one of the first player-owned stations in Quirius, but we didn't strike a deal because most of those guys are long gone, and I had no idea that I could have done that. We could have done it in Quirius because that was like the first station in Quirius, and then that was
Hold on,
under.
hold on. This has nothing to do with player-built stations. It has to do with those. Well, hold on. Unless they are iconic player-built stations.
And this
Right.
was like the first one in
This
Quirius.
has to do with the stations that were put in by CCP. Those were
Like
going to
Promet-
have a monument regardless. Okay,
Like Prometheus
and then
and
there are
other big
some
ones.
Yeah, okay,
iconic
yeah.
player-built ones that also fell into the category. Look, I think this is outstanding. That number one, CCP recognized a request based on an agreement between two parties and things like that. And also the fact that I'm really fucking glad that no matter what price Goons had to fucking pay to be able to buy that monument, or negotiate it in whatever way they had to fucking do it.
Wasn't Goons.
That is fucking outstanding. Okay, that Slice was willing, because who gives a shit in the grand scheme of fucking Eve, based on where you think you own shit nowadays? That's not quite what matters.
Hey,
But a Slice monument there would have been like,
when it comes to
meh.
Sneak and Peek in Vile Rat, there's a deal met between veterans, like actual veterans, like myself, with the guys in Darkness and stuff that are taking over and are going to turn our branch into rental space. We actually went out to them like, listen, Sneak and Peek and Vile Rat, we lost these guys in Benghazi. Like, these are our legit bros. Some of the guys who had the recording of the last times those guys were on. Like, and when shit popped off and they were gone. So, like, we actually made a deal to honor our fallen brothers. Because it went outside the game when it came to those agreements, Derek. And I'm telling you, it wasn't Goons that made those agreements with Sneak and Peek and Vile Rat. It was
But that's the
FCON
good thing.
and a lot of
That's
veterans that
one of
lived
the
in
things
their
that I like. I
stations.
mean, that demonstrates that for all the bullshit and all the trash talking and all the stuff we do, at the end of the day, we are a community, and most of the time, people are going to do the right thing, and that they did here, and I like that.
Vile Rat was a United States Marine. He was one of my brothers. I even reached out to the guys that took over my station when I logged in 5 TAC O was in Darkness hands, and I was like, dude, you guys ain't going to change the station name. You know this guy served. He was in Benghazi. This is our homie. Like,
I don't think the point, okay, is necessarily about that as much as it is that, and I have no idea what the negotiation was that took place or anything like that, right? If in fact what's going to go up on there on the monument, right, is a dedication to, is some sort of dedication to Vile Rat, right? Then that would be different than just like, Goons fucking rule, the rest rule, kind of like bullshit. I'm not sure Slice would have fucking sold out for that kind of, for that kind of thing, unless there was like a really, big chunk of money that was going to boost Slice or whatever.
Noisy. Hold on, Noisy. Yeah, I know I misspoke. I said the wrong avatar name.
Yeah, Battlerite was there first, but yeah, okay, but I think it is cool that CCP recognized that some of this shit could have been fucking traded through alternate means, because that's super fucking sandbox, right? We all live and die by the fucking sandbox.
Well, that's what UserCon did. I mean, they worked it out with CVA to make sure that they took 9UI before any of the changes went through. So they didn't have to ask for permission to get the monument. They controlled the system. They controlled the station. So that was their thing. So that was good, But I'm happy that at least people took advantage of it, that they could fix this, because that's look, this game's been around a long time. A lot of good stuff's happened. People have memories. I like that. I like that.
No, I found some Kahlua in the fridge and I made a White Russian.
Nice.
You say you found something like you did that by the fact that
it's not my fridge.
I just looked in there, I'm like, just happy to have a little White Russian, or were you like shit, I'm all out and I gotta go find shit around the house.
No, there was a little Kahlua.
I'm doing a Drano and Tito's right now.
No, there was a little Kahlua shooter, and I'm like, well, shit. I bought some cream the other day because I was gonna be making some Alfredo. So.
And Shady Strap says, I drink mine with breast milk, so Kahlua and breast milk.
That sounds interesting.
One thing I do wonder about this whole kind of one thing I do wonder about this whole agreement thing, right? Because obviously we had the ones VFK to Slice, okay, or from Slice to Condi, okay, and then XTAC-R from Test to CVA.
Yeah, see McLeod.
They
right
put
there,
it out
backing me up right there when I'm talking about 5TAC-O.
Go on. I'm wondering if, like, based on these, because they put it out for a 1 week kind of period, right? And I'm wondering, like, to what degree did they put it out? Was this a fucking forum post that, hey, by the way, we've allowed this for these two groups?
I'm almost positive I read it on Reddit. I'm almost positive I remember Falcon or somebody posting it somewhere where we could see it. Because I remember reading about, if you have, it might have been Fozzie. But
Fozzie was the one that tweeted it out.
Fozzie was a dev blog. Yep.
Yeah, I remember
on June
reading
20th,
it, so.
At least that part of it. But
so people knew.
Anyways,
I
thought that was cool.
They knew how to do it. Well, it wasn't like
it was really cool. I thought it was a great
or the type of
move
secret
on
news
everybody.
that Matterall gets complaining about.
So in a way, right? So in a way, it's like VFK
Matterall
by June.
complains. People listen. We all know this.
He doesn't like it when there's secret things.
He always complains.
Matterall has like that monotone complaining where it's just like he doesn't get like passionate about it, but it's like he sounds concerned.
He's the anti-Dirk. Like when he gets when he gets worked up about things,
he gets calmer.
He just like gets calm and says it, and therefore nobody buys it, and I get completely retarded stupid about it.
He is the yin to your yang, Dirk.
Everything you
if
say.
You could have
Dirk and Matterall are yin and yang.
We'd find a way that would actually get people to care about what either one of us say.
I really disagree.
No. You just reminded me of like the Expanse. It'd be like if Omos
so Dirk,
and
tell me why you think that way.
That's you and Matterall. Hey, I was just all
we are literally the fucking Abbott and Costello of this shit, because it's like we are like totally on different sides of shit and whatnot. And anyways, whatever.
I like it.
I know. I've been meaning to talk to Matterall for like 2 years now. We've never gotten up together.
Really?
Yeah,
I should tell him you want to talk to him. Like,
no, we did. We met up.
You should be like, I know Dirk McGurk. Can we talk?
No, dude, we met face to face. No,
Dirk is an A-list Eve celebrity.
Me and Matterall met back in 2016 at Eve Vegas face to face. I used to talk.
He doesn't remember anything about Eve Vegas because he's too confused by all the lights and sounds.
No, every time I jump in his chat,
him up.
He remembers me. He remembers me. I'm memorable.
No, he doesn't really drink, so it's like he's just like all the fucking noises and sounds and women walking by.
Rain, do you remember Eve Vegas last year? Rain, let's discuss Eve Vegas last year.
Dirk, it was me, him, and the Space Pope during the presentations. Like we were chilling out in the hallway interviewing people, and we were just all talking and shit. Like Matterall was like interviewing Falcon, I think.
All right, so before I went off into let's see here, blah blah Pearl.
Pearl's here.
Pearl's been here.
Matterall is dinged to Dirk's dong.
Do I need to shave or do I need to grow longer? That's the question. My wife says I need to shave by tomorrow morning.
I think Pearl's been closer to that area than anyone except Kate.
Hey, he's
closer to what? Closer to my mouth area.
Got a good point there.
I'm gonna do a shot to that, Jaden. That was a good one.
Happens in Vegas.
You finally fucking came through for me to make me laugh.
I did it.
Unless it's on open comms, we all get this. It ends up on stream fails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that did get on stream fails. That that specific show
twerking.
too.
Yeah, you're twerking.
Exactly.
Yeah, the twerking,
No,
My-
twerking and butt crack.
I wasn't there for that.
I can tell you right now.
There was no butt crack.
This is
I have
exactly.
no-
Last year he had
what I
butt
said
crack,
to-
but that wasn't on stream fails.
This is exactly what I said to Ms. Moses
I had
and
butt
fucking
crack?
Raiden the other day.
No,
I
Dirk
am
did.
literally the only
Oh, Dirk did,
guy
okay.
who is on an Eve-related stream that has tongue kissed another man on an Eve-related stream. I am
That's
that
true.
guy. It is
You're a
true.
pioneer,
It is
Kurt.
true.
You're a
There is.
pioneer.
I was not just
Breaking
a pioneer 'cause it was,
boundaries.
like years ago, but like
Pushing the limits and breaking
yeah.
boundaries.
I've
Ladies
been
and gentlemen,
pushing
Dirk
boundaries for
McGurk.
years, all you fucking kids.
You're the
Pushing the
Ellen
limits of good
DeGeneres
taste.
Of fucking Eve streamers. You're the first
I
one
have
to
no
come
idea
out.
what taste was like that night because my fucking taste buds were fucking dead, but whatever.
Fireball.
Which mentally, my taste buds are
I am
always dead.
I am looking forward to Open Comms Vegas.
Oh, so hey, wait, I actually have a little mini announcement. Actually,
You got married?
no, hell no.
What's up?
Yeah,
That would be
Not
awesome.
yet. That ain't happening.
You had another kid?
What's his
No,
name?
but my sister has a bartending license. And I was actually talking to her the other day, I'm
Oh,
gonna try to
everybody
come
in
up with
Eve
a
loves a
drink for
new
Eve Vegas.
bartender.
and the theme is going to be Triglavians. If
So
anybody
three-
has any
three
ideas or
ingredients.
suggestions,
3 ingredients: rum, vodka,
hey, if you have any
tequila.
suggestions, tweet it at me. Tweet at me, hit me up in the DMs if you have
Yeah, it's
follow you.
got to be threes.
Send me
It's got to
up.
be threes.
Rum,
gotta be-
Yeah, it's gonna be
vodka,
threes.
tequila.
It's going
Rum,
to be
vodka,
probably
tequila.
some reds. It's
Vodka,
gonna be some.
tequila.
It has to be something spicy. It's gonna be spicy.
Jalapeno tequila.
What the
But if
shit
you have
is
any
that?
suggestions,
That's not a real
Okay,
Get
drink.
at
okay,
me,
okay.
get
Rum,
at me.
You said
vodka,
habanero,
tequila
right?
With the jalapeno in it.
No, not jalapeno. Habanero.
Ooh.
habanero.
Oh, you mean
in it.
jalapenos?
Habanero.
You can't.
A vagina
can't
in
freaking-
it.
I'm sure there's
Jalapeno.
I'm sure
Vagina.
there's
Yeah,
Habanero.
vagina shot.
vagina shot.
No,
vagina,
vagina
like
shot.
vagina.
Oh,
No one wants to drink a shot of vagina.
I feel like
So,
I've
yeah,
hit everything that I
so-
had on the fucking. I'm gonna
There
delete
goes my
all of
political
this.
career yet again.
Yeah.
so
God damn, we got
By
30
the way,
minutes
I want
left.
everybody to know the
Whoever
stream
helps
sale is
me-
live. Now
whoever
moving
helps
into
me
fucking extra time.
comes up with the winning drink. Whoever comes up with the best one helps me come up with the best drink for me and my sister to work on. I
Ooh.
will buy it for you for free at Vegas as soon as I see you.
Damn.
Come up to me.
$500 $500
So I'm throwing like a
whiskey,
mini
whiskey
competition.
all night.
Competition.
Within
There you go.
what
Come up with the
100
best
mile radius does she
Triglavian themed
bartend?
drink
What
for
area?
Eve Vegas 2018.
Blue
everybody
Lane.
Man,
chat,
you know what this is
and
gonna
let
cost?
know.
How
Do you want
There
to
you
send
go.
Eve nurses
Done.
where she works and like have them like order up
Start
a like crazy
mixing-
like Eve drink?
Well, she's not a bartender
I'm-
anymore. She actually got she double majored in psychology and psychiatry, so she's doing other stuff now. But she used to be
Hold
a
on, House.
bartender, and she actually got her own mixology degree and stuff. So she still drinks all like her and her friends always mix up drinks. You should see her.
People
I
freaking-
say
say a
House-
mixology degree. Is that like really a fucking degree?
Yeah,
That's the
it's
thing.
just basic
Yeah.
Yeah,
bartending,
you go
but
to
yeah.
bartending school and everything for like 9 months.
You gotta
Yeah.
have that.
You learn what
all that
mixes well with
stuff.
other
That's
things
not
When
That's
you
why,
go to
but
bartending
easy.
school, do you come out pregnant at the end? I mean, like,
No,
like
she
the
did.
whole 9 months thing. I mean,
Well, she did.
I
Yeah,
took
that's
a
cocktail
bartending
waitress
class
school.
down in Mexico.
a cocktail,
Um,
cocktail.
My
waitress
sister, hey,
school.
my sister
I've
went through
had.
bartending school and hairdressing school while getting pregnant, so she deserves a fucking award.
There we
I
go.
don't
There
know.
we go. See, some
But
people
no-
do get out of these things.
But no, I took a bartending class in Mexico. It was $10, and I came out very drunk.
Tijuana is not a bartending class.
It wasn't
Hold on.
Tijuana.
And
It
number
was
one, when you
Cabo.
tell a guy to mix a drink in fucking Mexico,
No,
that's
they were
not a
telling
class.
us. No, they
Well,
were
it
telling
depends
us
what
how to
part
mix
of
drinks.
Mexico.
And this was the thing. They would tell us how to mix the drinks, and then they would say it in Spanish, and then we had to mix the drink and
We're not
repeat
here
all
to
the
offend
ingredients in
Matterall. Can we
Spanish.
just move
And
on?
if we got anything wrong, we had to pound and finish our drink. And if we
Drayden.
got it right, we had to
Drayden.
finish our drink.
That was not a class. Your bartender was just an asshole.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
No,
His
it was
bartender
a
was just
thing
somebody
you-
who didn't know how to mix a fucking
No, it was
drink.
it was an event.
No,
hotel.
you just went to the wrong bar and they fucked with you. It wasn't
fine,
a
No,
Drayden,
it
class.
it's
wasn't.
fine, it's
No,
fine.
it
We've all been to
was
that
an
bar.
event.
Shit,
that-
they're being lazy that
House.
night.
It wasn't a scam. It was a thing that you paid for at the hotel as an event to go get drunk. It was $10 to go
Wait a
get your
minute.
ass
I don't
drunk and
think
learn
they
a
have
few
a
drinks.
bar at Denny's. I don't think they have a bar at Denny's.
Oh man,
That
that
couldn't
Denny's-
have happened.
Brisk, what are you drinking tonight? As a
Yeah, see,
CSM
everyone knows where it's at.
electee,
What do you think
Hold on.
I'm drinking?
Are you
I'm
actually
drinking Maker's
officially
Mark. The same
CSM?
thing I drink every night.
are you
Everyone, it
actually
depends on what
officially
You signed your
CSM?
NDA yet? Did
Has
you sign your NDA
has
yet?
the hold on,
Yes.
It's not a matter of whether or not you
Nice.
signed the NDA.
Did you get introduced to the
Like,
devs yet?
is
We
there
had
an
our first
inauguration
meeting,
day?
Wednesday. We had
Okay,
a first meeting
nice,
on.
nice.
Actually, no. What day is today? Friday. We had a first meeting yesterday. So yes, I'm officially
Hold on.
CSM.
You had your
13.
first meeting yesterday, so like you could have
Correct.
said, by the way, I had a meeting yesterday and like we actually talked about the issues that I've decided to bring here, which were so high level as my cat wants to know if it can buy an outfit.
Dirk, they
you
got
know,
introduced to the devs. They don't
Dirk,
discuss issues yet.
Now Briss is gonna
Correct.
end up bringing like familiars into Eve. We're gonna have like fucking cats and dogs.
Oh
in the
my
goddamn
god!
that's a
store.
Oh my
great idea,
god!
actually.
You bring that up. How fucking cool would that be, though?
Well,
That would
there
be
actually
cool.
are a bunch of cool little creatures in the Chronicles. If you read like the Eve
Our
Chronicles,
drones
there's
are familiars.
No, check this out. They got like these little like bugs, like they're like giant fucking 2-foot long bugs that actually clean the insides of ships.
That's
in
pretty
Eve.
awesome. We had our
Like,
first
they
meeting.
actually- they, like,
it was
infest the
really
ships, but
just
they
a.
clean
Oh, wait, hold on.
at the
the
same
first
So
time.
they're
meeting
like
was
Let's
just-
tell us about
the
his
first meeting
day.
was just a.
Yeah.
Hey
perfect.
guys, have a meet. Here's everybody. Say hi. It was just with Guard, and we just talked about the summit and stuff like that. So we got the date for the summit, and that's pretty much all we did.
Do you guys
wasn't
get
anything
hip
of
chat
substance yet.
established?
We got hip chat. We got access to whatever the hell what's it called? The Wikipedia thing.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Is the
Uh,
Wikipedia thing stuff
That's
that
NDA.
like
That's
prior
NDA, Dirk.
CSM members have added to where it's
We're
like,
not NDAs. We can talk about
please,
it.
new guys, don't ask these questions?
No, it's called Confluence. It's got a bunch of stuff. I mean, the most important thing that I like is that it's got
It is
We
called
use that.
Confluence. I
We
just
use
want to
that.
confirm that.
is that it has like a list of who all the devs are and what they're and you can see the names and what teams they're on. That's cool because I don't know all that stuff. So that was good. But other than that, it was a good get to know you meeting and hey, what's going on? But I mean, the good thing is there's only 3 of us who are new. So me and Killer B and Merc are all like, okay, guys, what are we gonna do? And the rest of the guys are
Did
acting
Killer,
like it's a standard thing.
let me ask you a straight up question. Now, I'm expecting you're going to answer me honestly because now that you're a CSM member, I expect honesty. So, like, did Killer walk in there and go, "Fuck you, motherfuckers"? I've got some shit to say.
Killer was very nice. We've all been very nice and professional.
See,
That's
that's
how it always
exactly
is.
what
So
I
you guys
expect
all meet
out of
IRL.
all of you current term politicians.
Hey,
Except
well,
if you were a legit current term politician, you wouldn't have come on tonight. That's why
I'm not
thinking.
like that. I'm
That's
not
why I'm
like
thinking
that.
you're our man in.
Hey,
That's the
Briss,
thing. I'm not
Briss.
like that. I'm going to come hang out with you guys. I'm not one of these guys that only comes around when it's election season.
Briss,
I'm not that guy.
But you're not going to leave us?
I've had this on my mind. I need you to ask CCP this. Who is CCP Jita? Like, who's in charge of merchandise? Because I need to talk to that person.
That's CCP Orca.
It's Orca?
Does brand, yeah. CCP
Okay,
Orca.
because I've been talking to people, and that whole fiasco with like the levitating Knicks. Like, do you know?
That-
how
Oh,
much-
it's not a
That's a third
fiasco.
party.
Some
That's
people
a
just
third
can't
party.
make furniture.
That was
Yeah,
not
and-
CCP. That's a third
Right,
party.
that was a
yeah,
third
and
party.
it was a fiasco. It got fucked up, right? It got fucked
Well,
up.
sure, yeah. That's what happens
Yeah,
when you
I'm
invest
not
in a
saying.
third
they're
I'm
party.
not saying CCP
But Hendo,
did it on
they're not.
purpose. I'm not accusing
CCP's
CCP
not the
of
only
anything.
company
Don't put
that got
anything
fucked
in
by
there.
those guys.
But what I was
League of
gonna
Legends
say-
got screwed by those guys too.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that got fucked up by
Yeah,
that
yeah,
company
I
that
know.
was doing
I'm
that.
not
But no,
saying-
that wouldn't have been CCP Orca's domain for
I know,
doing
but
the
that's
floating
might have
not
been
Knicks.
what I'm
before she
saying. That's
came
not what I'm
around.
saying. Don't put shit in my mouth, please, people. Please.
Oh, no.
What are you
But
asking?
honestly,
What are you
no, that
asking
would have been
about it? Like, we were already
that's not
telling you it's
Orca.
not
That would have
CCP.
been.
I understand. I understand. The third party fucked it up. I completely understand that. What I was trying to say, I was talking to a lot of people when that shit happened. Do you know how much CCP could make by like just offering like model kits of like 5 different ships? Like it's like the cheapest fucking thing to invest.
Hendo, I've
invest
said the
in.
same thing.
We're,
Oh,
we're,
yeah,
with-
I
we're
know
there,
that. I
man.
know
I've said the same
I'm
thing
just
about
saying,
Alliance
gi-
Skins.
give
and
me
little things like
just
this.
call- hey.
There's so much money they're leaving on the table.
I'm just
Out of
saying,
game
call me-
merchandise,
call
yes.
Mobius.
Wait.
Call
I know
Mobius.
the out of game
Yeah, just give me
merchandise
Orca
is.
I'll pay
already
$50 for it.
knows this. If you have a 3D printer, you can download the models yourself based on a website, and that's how people have been 3D printing them themselves.
And
CCP
3D
knows
printers-
this. CCP Orca knows this. This has been discussed for the prior 2 years.
Yeah,
They
but
know.
they're still.
It-
but
it's
models
there.
Still make
It
bank.
doesn't matter. They're not a branding. They're not a marketing team. They're not a swag team. That's how
I'm
they've
not- I'm not
always
saying they're a swag
communicated.
team.
Right.
I'm just
Well,
saying
that's
next
why they're
time-
not investing in it. That is why. So you can
And that-
download it yourself or find someone with a 3D printer and do it yourself. That's what I'm doing.
But
I'm
I
having
do
someone do it
want
yourself.
to talk to the art team because I really
Well, I was
want
talking about
to
actual
yell
model
about
kits, which is completely different 3D
Alliance
printing.
Skins.
We'll talk some other time, Rain, about that because there's.
I mean,
actually
you can
people
Fuck
3D
you,
that
print your
Chainsaw.
own models.
Well, no, because
I mean-
3D printing, one, it's a prototyping tool, and they don't make them that great. Because I've actually had 3D print models, and not only that, there's a lot of aftermarket stuff that people actually do. Why models still make a lot of money, and people
fucking
don't buy
cheap.
that's
See,
why
you-
modelers having
why do I
given up
catch
and
shit?
got 3D printing. Okay.
Why do I catch shit? I'm a.
You put
Is,
yourself out.
is that like
No,
is that
I
a
did.
1
I
week
did. I
or
put
2 week
myself out
growth?
there 'cause I
Dirk?
got
It's been asked, like,
One or
a couple
two?
times
Myself out there 'cause I
before.
got
It's
a
like,
heart.
CCP's not
We
gonna
love you, Dirk.
do much about that for now.
pulling
Dirk,
Phone up.
you are my overlord.
No, it's like like I look at myself in the mirror and go, man, I look a little bit tougher. And they're like, I look a little bit tougher with a beard. And they're like, is that a beard?
No. Well, hold on. Be
Wait,
honest.
you think you're fucking
Gladiator
Gladiator now, Derek?
No, it's like, yeah, I'm not saying I'm Gladiator, but I'm like Gladiator when he's like still on a stretcher, like, you know, getting partway to the Gladiator school.
What, does that make me the fucking African guy? What the fuck you trying to say, Derek?
No, I'm not trying to say
No,
that
no,
the
no.
African
No,
guy.
it's
I'm not
fucking
trying to say that at all. I would not hard freaking A on that at all.
Well, let's just say though, but I would be just like him because I'd be surviving that shit.
Look, I'll tell you.
But, oh, y'all get buried in the arena. I'll just bury your
You know,
stupid ass totem.
Just saying, it's like when I
we
look at
get to
myself in
TV
the mirror,
time,
I
I
go,
wanna
holy
talk
shit,
to Hendo
actual
about
facial
TV
hair? Oh,
stuff.
fuck, it's gray.
Gladiator, the first major movie where the black guy not only lived, but
Dude,
was the
I
fucking
literally-
exiting narrator.
I literally bought a fucking DVD player. That was my first DVD player.
To watch
I bought
Gladiator?
I bought
cost
2
600
movies.
Canadian?
I bought 2 movies at that time. Gladiator and The Matrix. Okay?
Oh,
Those
Matrix
are
is
the 2
so
movies
good.
that I'm like, you know what? I want to sit
Matrix is
back
so stupidly
with my
good.
surround sound that I also hooked up at the fucking time in my room and felt that speakers had to hang from my fucking ceiling and shit like that. Okay? And said, Gladiator and The Matrix. And I rolled back and said, nope, both the same movie.
well, this is
It's
what
like,
this
what
is what
the
I gotta
fuck?
say is Joey. Do you like movies about gladiators?
Ah.
You ever been in a
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
You ever been in a
That
Turkish
movie's
prison?
So good. People joke about the fact of Mel Brooks movies and could they be made today? But could Airplane
No.
be made today?
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
No.
Airplane
Yeah.
could not.
Hollywood would burn
Could you
the
imagine if
fuck
somebody said,
down.
"Do you speak jive?" Like that would be like, boom. Are you? Whoa!
If you want to even go further,
Dude,
I mean, like
Quentin Tarantino
Blazing
is
Saddles,
getting
you couldn't
shit for
do
Kill
that.
Bill.
Oh no, you
do
couldn't
Blazing
do
Saddles
Blazing
thing.
Saddles. No way.
No,
Now,
you
the thing is,
would
I
never
never
do
saw
Blazing
Blazing
Saddles.
Definitely not
Saddles
Blazing
back in the
Saddles.
day. There's a friend of
I
mine
love
that
how I was
thinks
like an
Blazing
extra
Saddles is
Blazing
hilarious, and I started. He's like, "You gotta watch it." I got
Chump
like
don't
20
want
minutes
no
in, I was
help.
like-
Chump don't get no
And I
help.
was like, I can't take this. I know it's supposed to be funny.
I'm telling
but
you
it's
right
not
now,
funny to me.
Keenan Ivory
Because I'm looking at
Wayans
it through modern
couldn't
eyes,
even
I
make
guess, but
gonna get you sucker. Like
Yeah,
somebody
I
would sit
just-
there and say, "Keenan Ivory Wayans, you racist motherfucker."
Well, no Mel Brooks movie can be. Spaceballs. I don't
All
know
of
if the
them.
No,
The humor
Spaceballs
might
could
not-
be made
Spaceballs
today.
is okay.
Disney. Well, one, Disney would sue the fuck out of you.
Exactly.
Well, I know, but like, the
Based
thing
on
is,
who owns what nowadays, right? Like, it's
Spaceballs
not just
is
a matter of
a-
can the movie be remade, but
I
like,
think the humor might not fit, but space, other than like the few comments like the Jewish
Avalon.
princess, like that might be like.
and
he's like,
CCP
"Alright."
Avalon, we are never getting
But-
History of the World Part 2. I personally
Get me my
fucking
puke bucket.
decry
I wish
that.
it.
Get me my puke bucket.
And I'm gonna be honest. When Mel Brooks fucking dies, let it never happen. Peace be unto Mel Brooks. Okay, I just want to say,
All
if
shit
he doesn't leave a fucking DVD out there going, "My last gasp," and it's not fucking History
People
of the
will
World
buy
Part
it.
fucking 2,
No, I'm really afraid when Mel.
that
when-
guy
well,
missed a fucking step.
have you seen all this shit going on with Stan Lee?
Yeah, that's
no.
pretty
Even
crazy. The
Stan
whole
Lee gets shit on now, man.
Stan
well, no,
Lee
it's the whole.
like elder abuse.
Yeah,
fucking
that's pretty
manipulation,
crazy.
Strong-armed fucking robbery, like being forced to sign shit. Fucking.
I
Really?
see him at
Yeah,
Comic-Con.
it's
No,
not
Brooks
good.
like
I mean,
with
it's been
guns
going
and
on for a
everything
while,
else
but it's really
comics?
come to light that this whole elderly abuse that where his assistant or
Elderly
personal
abuse and
assistant's taking
neglect
advantage of him, it's just
all the
really,
time.
really bad.
Well, hold on. Number one, we have
revert-
known
okay.
about, and this is not the show to do this upon, nor is it
Okay.
the last moments of this show to fucking talk about this.
Okay.
But like, even before we knew that racism existed in America, we knew elderly abuse happened, right? Because like
Always check
the
on your
difference,
grandparents.
the difference
Whoa,
between
whoa, whoa.
1995,
Parents.
hold on, the difference between 1995 and now is not that long ago.
Okay, one, I'm gonna set this out. Dirk, I don't know what bubble for how long you lived in, but there was never a point where people thought racism was gone anywhere.
Didn't they not know that like after 1995?
No, that was just.
I don't
That's
think
why I
everyone-
put the
anyone
whole
being stupid.
1995 out there. I totally was making a joke about the fact
I don't
Can
think
nobody
anyone's ever
read
thought
the
racism
fucking
is
humor
gone. It's
of
obviously not, but
words that I use when I use them.
I was too busy watching Skeleton Warriors in '95.
Hey,
Okay.
I was too
Fuck
busy watching
I
Cal
agree with
Ripken
you,
break
bro.
Lou Gehrig's record in 19.
I don't mean to call you bro, but like, you know.
I
I call
was
everybody
watching
brother.
like Silverhawks and
I'm just trying to
fucking,
give you like the same bro I would give
like
any
Street
bro.
Sharks in '95.
Silverhawks
Man. That's
was
what I
a
was
great
doing.
show, man. I missed that show. That was a good show.
Dude, I own Street Sharks and SWAT Cats.
I remember you
And
showed me the
Pirates
other
of
time.
Darkwater.
Silverhawks was
Darkwater
a
is my
good
shit.
show.
Now that's something they
I
couldn't
missed that
make
show.
today.
You know what, Dom? I'm moving to where you are.
No, something they couldn't make today. I have a bunch of like I showed you guys a couple streams back. How I got a bunch of the '90s cartoons. I was rewatching some the other day just for fucksies. Yeah, you could never make any of that shit today. That shit was graphic in the '90s compared to today. Like, motherfuckers getting eaten by fucking krakens and shit like 5 minutes into the pilot.
Hendo,
Like,
you
I
know
was
what
like,
I
holy
want?
fuck! I
You know
didn't
what I
realize so
want?
many died in the first 5 minutes of Pirates of Darkwater. Holy
This
fuck!
is what I want from Netflix. I want a live action remake of Robotech is what I want.
That will not happen. That
They
will,
could do it.
Dirk, you
Somebody
saw what
buy
happened with
Harmony Gold
BattleTech.
and
You saw the
make it.
bullshit Harmony Gold poll.
Buy them and end it and make it. It'll be freaking great.
Brisk. I literally pray for the day when the actual Robotech owners in Japan buy back their American IP from Harmony Gold and they're able to bring that shit back to America the way it's supposed to be. Because we already have one. It would have beat out fucking Gundam if it wasn't for Harmony Gold buying their American assets.
It would be so freaking good to do a live action Robotech. That would be so freaking
Because they
great.
keep making more of them. There's a lot more Robotech movies. They're all in Japan. They just can't get them translated to English because Harmony Gold's a bunch of dicks
Sucks.
and whores. Yeah, I said
Want it real bad.
Shots.
I'm
Oh
watching
shit, we gotta
Robotech
watch out for
with
that.
my
We'll
kids,
get,
so that's why
we'll get
I bring it
Wingspan
up.
on this.
shots.
We'll get
shots,
Wingspan.
Shots.
Yeah, you can't say
Um,
wars or people get mad, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's like,
what about Wingspan?
Hey,
What?
Drayden gets
no,
mad.
hate
What,
on wars.
what?
Like, be careful. Wingspan is gonna make another post about you guys.
Whatever. You know what, motherfucker? I'm gonna tell you right now.
Wingspan
literally,
can bring that
literally,
in his
I
bomb
have
deliveries.
2 things for this Vegas. One, that motherfucker's gonna suck my nuts, okay? Or his wife's gonna suck my fucking dick. Like I swear to fucking God,
Oh,
my
God,
Vegas,
no.
Wait,
my,
what?
My Vegas fucking
All right,
moment
now
is
we're
gonna be
getting
one
the
of
post.
Okay.
Tweet your wife right now. You said that shit. You're in trouble.
Here comes the Reddit thread.
Here it is.
totally
Somebody
fucking-
just clipped
just
that.
totally fucking saying.
You guys are
That's
not
shots.
coming
I'm
to
gonna
end
tell
my
you right
political
now.
career.
I swear to God, like, there are so many people who talk shit in Eve and still show up to things, and it's like,
But
Cause we ain't gonna do
Like
nothing
you,
to him. We're just
Dirk?
gonna buy him a drink and say, "Where the fuck you been,
I
dog?"
do, and I walk through every crowd like a straight up motherfucking man. Okay, and it's like
I do that too. I call
that
people out on their
motherfucking
shit.
lazy
It's
bitch.
fun.
It's like,
fun.
look, please,
Rain going
please.
full rain is pretty awesome. by the
Please.
way.
full rain is painful. Trust me.
Yeah,
Full
I
rain
was
is
it's-
totally
painful.
it's
sick
rough.
rain on him,
I've seen.
like in the early stages and shit. But it's like, oh please.
To quote Starbuck, nothing but the rain.
All that being fucking said,
All right.
do we have another fucking topic? I do want to throw
We
this out
kinda
there.
don't.
Okay. Hold on. Actually, I have this one last kind of final thing that I want to
Well, I was
link
gonna
out
say
to people.
shots.
I want to link out to people in
We-
the fucking
didn't we just do
audience.
shots?
Okay.
Or did
Oh,
I
you
just
guys
do a
did?
shot
Okay,
with
I
I
don't
was
us?
saying
want.
it's my
I don't
birthday.
want chat to go all fucking crazy. Okay. I don't
I
want
was
chat
saying
to
it's
go
my
all
birthday
fucking
tomorrow.
crazy and shit like that right now. Okay, because I do want to link this out there. This is Noisy Gamers. Recent. Last weekend, CCP announced results, kind of like recap kind of thing. And I really feel bad about last week because last week we did not talk about the CSM election the way that I wanted to. I don't want to put all of you through it. There is more to come, though. I do want to like throw this out there as a teaser. There is more to come about the CSM, but Noisy put his thing out there. If you like to read shit about the fucking CSM, read that. I think the only thing that he was wrong about was like in part of his speculation related to the judge that we didn't fucking like fully cover last week and all that kind of stuff because of reasons. But that's it. That's really fucking all I've got. Do you
I
guys
can't
want to
believe I
fucking
didn't
move
see
into
this
TV
post,
time?
Noisy. This
Do you
is
want?
freaking
Do you know what
great.
my fucking TV time this week has been?
What?
I've been fucking Netflixing some shit.
Oh,
Two
what?
things. Two things.
Damn.
One, if you're one of those people who are really into post-apocalyptic, kind of like
The
anything.
TV show Dark. Yeah,
Oh.
Dark's really good. It's German though.
Be chill, redheaded
fuck
rain.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't say it. I
Okay.
wasn't saying it.
She's
Go on,
not
go on, go on,
redheaded.
go on, go on.
Fuck your announcement.
Well, she is
bro.
out on.
Well, she is tonight.
out,
I did that on
whatever.
purpose.
You mad,
Okay.
bro?
All right, there's a show called The Rain, RAIN. Okay, it
Probably
is
wrong.
a show that is from Scandinavia.
R-A-I-N.
It is set in Denmark. It is a
Oh, yeah.
post-apocalyptic show about how something bad happens and then people react afterwards and whatnot. Caleb Ariana, for those of you who don't know, knows the writer of the show and things like that. Look, if you guys are all looking for the next Walking Dark, it's not that. Walking Dead, it's not fucking that.
Yeah, Walking Dark. What the fuck you watching?
Yeah.
Sounds like some
I don't
cheap
watch the
sci-fi
Walking
show
Dark.
series.
Okay, just so
We,
people
Hendo,
know.
we are approaching maximum over, Dirk. Just be prepared.
We're literally fucking not. That being said, I've watched this show. I enjoy these shows. I watch these shows about how things happen to fucking people and, like, you know, the world goes fucking bad from, like, all across the fucking world. From South Africa to fucking Australia, the Australian Broadcasting Company. Netflix is really fucking great for this shit, and I totally thank them for more than just saving Lucifer, which is coming back for the next fucking season, on Netflix, because fuck yeah, Netflix saves shit.
Well, just to be honest, it's like every 3 things Netflix put out, 1 is really good. Because they did put out, like, that bullshit movie Titan and shit. And
That was
Oh
really
my
fucking
god,
bad, I
that
gotta
movie
be
made
honest,
me
but, like-
so mad, but at the end, they finally got there, and I'm like, oh, thank fuck.
I'm like, finally, we get a fucking conclusion. That movie was so... Listen, I swear to God, I have a YouTube channel. I'm going to start reviewing these fucking movies from a Marine Corps
You should,
perspective.
yeah.
Because they do the dumbest shit that nobody, like, 28 weeks later, to fucking name any movie where the military's fucking in it. They fuck
Are you sure?
shit
I
up
thought
and do
Battle
shit
of
that we
Los
would never
Angeles was
fucking
pretty
do.
realistic.
Like, except for, like, Battle for LA. Battle for LA and a few others, like, the very few movies that actually were
But-
kind of accurate at how military
but,
operations
Hendo, it's the
go
same
down.
thing
in
with
all
the
honesty,
Navy.
what about Black Hawk Down? Was that pretty realistic?
Yes,
aside
because
from,
the
like,
Army
you know,
fucked
the
that up
Hollywood
royally.
drama, but
No,
Hendo, it's the
no.
same thing. Look,
They-
it's the same thing
no,
with the Navy. You guys,
Somalia-
Okay.
They teach
watching
Marines
Crimson
about
Tide,
Thanks,
these
this
Somalia
guys
country.
running around in
as a
combat
fucking
boots on a
cautionary
submarine
tale.
like crazy.
Nice, Mrs.
Wait,
Beast.
for those who are unaware, I actually got vodka for Mrs. Country while I was in Iceland, and I
Oh, Mrs.
actually
Country!
managed to mail it to her, so I'm hoping she's enjoying authentic
Oh my God.
Icelandic vodka.
I hope you brought it back
Brendan?
here and then mailed it and didn't
Yeah,
like
oh
ship it
yeah,
from up
oh
there.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, it
Nice.
took me like 3 months, so.
So that's like
she
a whole
got it.
fucking plane seat from up there.
Yeah.
All right, so other TV time. I watched the ending of Fear of the Walking Dead. It's the the other side of Fear of the Walking Dead. Oh my God, that was a great ending. And then
Who
if
died
you
this
haven't
time?
if you haven't seen, I can't tell you. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to
I'm
release.
not going to. I'm just letting you know.
Fear of the Walking Dead.
I read the comics. I just can't do the show. I'm one of them old school.
Fear the
zombies.
Walking
You got
Dead.
less than 20 minutes to impress me. That's all I'm giving you.
I'm not a zombie
I
guy.
tell you what,
that's
Fear the
that
Walking
interests me.
Dead, 2 of the main characters this season died, which is not unprecedented in Walking Dead.
It was actually fucking unprecedented in, like, where they were in that fucking show.
Yes, Generation Kill was the shit. Sorry, I'm talking to the club.
It would have been like killing off, like, super main characters in The Walking Dead, and which
Yeah,
is coming. Which, by the
well-
way, no spoilers. Fucking, it's coming next season.
It is coming next
Okay,
season,
hold on.
yes.
Cap-
We're not
hold
even
on,
talking
hold on.
about
Hey, Cap
fucking
Strongest.
Carl.
Video games have
Carl.
to worry about mechanics. Movies don't.
Yeah. And then the other one, I finished up, Westworld season finale is this Sunday.
Shut the
Oh,
fuck
please,
up.
Please, no, I
It's
know.
this Sunday. Never mind.
Do
Oh,
anything
yeah,
else
no,
I
Season
have?
finale is
Spoil it for
Sunday. If you have not seen season 2, it is the best TV series on television.
Oh no, I'm so excited.
You have to see season 2. And then finally, my other one was The Americans. I binged it all last weekend.
Did
The
you?
Americans
Wait,
was
wait, wait.
out
How
of this
many
You
world.
have
seasons?
not watched
I'm
that
like-
shit. You need
I'm
to go
watching
back and
the
binge
first-
all of it.
Wait, I'm watching the first season now. Like, how many seasons are
Just
there?
keep fucking going.
6.
6 or 7?
Oh my god, you watched all of
Wow.
it last time?
Yes. No. I've been up to date on all the Americans up till this year. I just watched the last
Okay,
season
okay.
and season
No,
finale
fucking-
this
I
past
watched
weekend.
It from the first fucking episode,
Well-
week by week, the entire fucking season, old school style. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it is literally up there with Sopranos style shit. This is one of the shows that will be
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. been
remembered
getting
for
good, too.
whatever you consider your generation of TV.
So if anybody ever wants to talk to me about the season finale, series finale, I have so much insight and just unbelievable.
You have insight
into how that season finale and series finale was done, that this is a complete, well, it opens a lot of questions, and of course what this, a series is supposed to do, how it's going to end, and where they end up, and why they end up where they do. But this was probably one of my favorite TV shows ever.
Marcia.
Yeah. Hey, Marcia.
I did see Marcia
here.
out there.
Oh, Marcia.
I was trying to contact her the other
Marcia,
day. I have a role
Marcia.
she needs to play, but whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, so I love The Americans. You have to, anybody out there, anybody in Twitch chat, you've got to see The Americans.
I want to throw a show out there, okay?
have to watch it.
And
I
look,
haven't watched
this
it.
is
I'm the
totally
Dane
not going to
Cook
be
of
for fucking everybody.
Steal
okay?
everyone's jokes.
This is not going to be for everybody. It is on FX, and FX does go balls out for a number of fucking shows out there. We know, like, we talked about this over the years with Sons of Anarchy and shit like that.
Rescue Me.
Rescue
That's a good
Me.
one.
Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, one of the shows that I'm kind of caught up with, okay, is this show called Pose, okay? And, like, okay, so this is 1980s, okay, which is like
Cocaine
one of the things that
DeLoreans.
fucking drew me fucking in, okay? It is seriously fucking LGBTQ, okay? It is seriously fucking like dancing and music and fucking like, all kinds of fucking like, gay club comeback lines and shit like that. It is a really good fucking show, and I have really enjoyed every episode of this so far. Totally fucking hung up on it. It is like I'm talking about it out there with people. So I did want to actually fucking throw that out there because I totally fucking enjoy this show. Mainly because I grew up outside of New York City at the time, and like it actually fucking worked at the moment. But like, whatever. Like, no matter where the fuck you are, it's like it's actually FX pulls off some serious fucking dramas that have some fucking relevance, and like you don't have to have been there at the time. Just give it a fucking shake. Give it 2 fucking episodes.
All right. So, speaking of best shows, is it FX? I think it might be FX. Mr. Robot. That's not FX. That's US. No, that's USA.
That's
USA.
It's USA.
Yeah. Anybody up for Mr. Robot after last season? Anybody watch
No,
it?
I actually haven't got. I'm like catching up on.
It keeps
Agents of
killing
S.H.I.E.L.D.
me.
and Altered Carbon right now. So.
First season of Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot's one of those shows that I've got to like watch after like another full season is completed. I've got to like fucking DVR and like binge that shit or like watch it someplace else. It's one of those shows that I don't believe that you can watch week by week and still be left hanging. I think that you need to like binge that shit and like get the full scope of it in like a weekend.
And Roscoe, I think I agree with you. I wouldn't say it was garbage, but it left me like it wasn't as good as the first season.
First season of Mr. Robot, fucking amazing. Second season of Mr. Robot, you had to work at it, but like I'm still trying to grasp the deeper understanding of it all, and like at the end it'll be like, wow. Like I still have that like hold out.
It still has.
Wow.
I think the series finale or the season finale had that kind of that wow moment. Like, oh my god, did they just do that? But and it's like you have in Mr. Robot, you have like 40 minutes of like, okay, we're going, and then the last 5 minutes, like, oh my god, that's kind of like The Walking Dead. Like, The Walking Dead last 3 minutes, it's like an NBA game. You watch the last 3 minutes of an NBA game to get
I'm
Walking
doing a
Dead.
shot, and if like people want to like fucking pour a shot, I am literally pouring a shot for 2 fucking organizations in this fucking world, Amazon and fucking Netflix, because they're the people that are. They're the organizations that are pulling back some of the stuff that gets cut from network television. We've already had The Expanse to Amazon, and now Lucifer has also been fucking bought up by fucking Netflix. We're gonna have a new fucking season. These may be fucking organizations or groups that we can like watch shit that came from other countries if you're American and probably listening right now. But they're also
Netflix signed on a Witcher 3 show.
There are
Luke
also
Cage
people that
season
will
2 is
fucking
coming.
buy up, shows out there that are getting cut by the major networks.
Well, it just
the
like
This is really good, good for us, good for them. It's like whatever. I'm doing a shot for them because I love fucking Lucifer and The Expanse.
shots. It just started raining really fucking heavy.
Like,
I hope my
like
power doesn't go
Netflix,
out.
you know, Netflix originally tried to make a deal with fucking Blockbuster. They were laughed at by like Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, all them assholes. Came
They
back.
put them all out of
They're
business.
kicking ass now. Friggin', you know, it's just like what Fox is doing. Fox, that's why Disney's trying to buy Fox, 21st Century Fox right now. Because they're fucking doing the same thing. Everything that's getting canceled by everybody else, they're taking up and doing the same thing.
Look,
Netflix and
number
Amazon's doing.
one, those of us who are in America, right? Because this is like my fucking like scope of things, right? You can go into Netflix and you can see this shit, and it's like it was like I was watching this show, The Rain, right? It was like recommended to me because like of course I like post-apocalyptic. How is this all going to like end badly kind of shit? I first thought it was a fucking porno about rain, like, but whatever.
Excuse me?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, that being
Dark.
said,
That's why. That's
okay,
the only
that being
reason I
said,
looked on it the
that
first
being
place.
said, what I
Let's
found
do
out
it.
was that it was just a post-apocalyptic show.
I'm here
that
to
was
clean
set
your
in
pool.
I mean,
That was
if
Rain,
I was a
I'm here to
porno,
clean
I'll
your
make it
pool.
post-apocalyptic, too.
That was set in
Do you
Scandinavia.
order the
Okay,
extra
so
large
like
sausage
it was
pizza,
not
Ray?
Hollywood quality, but what I did find out after the fact is our own, not our own, like Eve's own Caleb Aranya, okay, knows the guy who's the fucking writer of this thing, like knows him really fucking well and shit. And it was it's set in Denmark, like where him and River live, and you know shit like that. And it was kind of fucking cool. It was like I love these shows from like Australian Broadcast Corporation, and you know the people that I can't remember the other fucking show. But anyways, like that I would never get on just like you know the poor ass basic cable that I have here in the U.S.
You know what, Dirk? You just reminded me. Do you remember there was a post-apocalyptic show in like the late '90s, early 2000s? It was like took place in Australia. It was like all the adults were killed.
Mad
And,
Max.
like it was just the fucking kids running shit.
Yeah, that's actually on Netflix, so I remember
Late
seeing that.
'90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, like it was
I didn't think
originally
we
on,
cared about whether or not like young adults and like their parents were also killed in other places.
Yeah, it was like some kind of like disease.
Who would
or,
make
like,
a show about that?
Dude, it was like, okay, imagine Road Warrior, but with just kids.
I remember.
Oh,
the
Joe
show
there's
on
a disease.
Intense.
So,
Wait,
like,
wait, wait, hold on. House.
Road child
Wait, House.
separation?
Yeah.
Wait,
like,
there's
legit.
a disease and they're trying to get to the shore where it's safe. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, there's like, yeah.
I
they're trying to
saw
destroy
that,
them
and
in the
I forget
inner
what it's
cities,
called.
just going crazy.
I
There's like
think
some
it's called,
children
like,
of the corn
Contagion or
shit going
something, isn't it?
down.
Isn't it called
It's like,
Contagion?
it's like if you took Jericho, Revolution, and
No,
put
not
them into one
Contagion.
show.
Contagion
Instead
only
of
did
fucking
one city.
teenagers.
It mattered. It was Atlanta. We all knew it was going to fucking
Oh, okay.
spread.
It wasn't
They wouldn't
Contagion. It was
actually
some-
fucking do
or-
it. That's
it was
why
like
fucking the division is going to Washington.
Oh, it was something like that, like epidemic. It was something like that, like contagion, epidemic. So,
Yeah,
I know what you're
It just
talking
killed,
about.
It like killed everybody that was 18 and older. So like all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
16-year-olds were in
It's like
charge.
a Star Trek episode.
And like they had the people in the car, and there was conflict, and like they sealed the people in the back with foil or like a cellophane.
Yeah, it
with
was like a
tape
whole
and stuff.
show. It was like a whole show. And they
Yeah,
had,
yeah.
like,
I didn't see the whole thing,
There's
but
some
I
kids
saw
that
a bit
were
of that.
loners. You know, there's some kids
Yeah.
trying to help out little kids. There's one kid
And he
who
had
like,
the,
had like
the
a
kid.
cult in
Well,
the
not
city.
spoilers.
Like took over like a
Spoilers,
fucking
but
mini
the guy
mall.
ended up having to kill his older brother because he thought he was infected and stuff.
Yeah, dude, it was all like
At the
fucked up
camp-
shit.
at the
like, you got,
campfire?
like 14-year-olds killing 14-year-olds. It's like, what the fuck is going
Whoa.
on?
I
Hold on.
remember a show when I was a kid.
There were young
that was on
people who
PBS
died
where
at
it was like
22.
a
Got me.
post-apocalyptic
When the war
thing
starts
in a
tomorrow.
library, and it was really good.
I know the show you're talking about.
And
They were young.
Thunderstone.
It was the girl from. It was the
it
girl who
Thunderstone?
did a fucking podcast on Nickelodeon.
Yes,
what
it
was
Amanda
was Amanda
Bynes.
Flies
Amanda
wannabe
Bynes.
Cap Strongest. That's why it was
Somebody
funny.
said,
No, it was not
Thunderstone?
Amanda Bynes. Like even before your fucking time, it was my daughter's
Amanda
fucking
Bynes,
time.
My time. Fuck you.
Okay. And I too
Popcorn
loved
baby.
Amanda
We're
Bynes.
too
I
old
do.
for rain.
All right, just
Okay,
about 2
however,
minutes
this
left
was
in the
even
show.
after your fucking time. Okay. That being said, we're coming up on the end of this show.
2 minutes.
I want everybody out there to like, just give a
Yeah,
fucking
Jeremiah
thumbs
was the shit.
up or a fucking like, puppy salute or like a hands up or whatever, and recognize that we held this shit together, even though we had nothing to talk about because we're the Seinfeld of motherfucking Eve.
Okay,
This
Clark
was it.
says,
This is a.
you
This
had
was a
nothing to talk
Seinfeld
about,
episode
Dirk.
of Open Comms.
Well,
all
we
of
can
us came
open it with-
prepared
wait,
with something to talk
so-
Because
about,
we
Dirk.
can
You're
lock
the only
our
one that
shit
have
down
shit to
and
talk
still
about.
talk.
We can't do the Seinfeld theme song though because we'll get shut down.
No, we can't. We can't. I just want
Can't
people
do
to.
that.
I want
We'll
people
get
to recognize
DCMA.
We
talent.
can't do Thundercats.
No.
Wait, can we do Thundercats? Like, that's
Nope.
like copyright. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
and
That's
just
like fucking
for a warning,
30 years
everyone,
ago.
We can no longer play Dropkick Murphys on St. Patty's Day. Sorry. They DCMA
You know what?
for that.
Hold on. You say that. Me, Dirk, right now, at 2 minutes before this show's about ready to go off, will be me, Dirk, on St. Patty's Day when we've got that fucking episode that goes, fuck this station for 24 hours. We're playing Dropkick fucking Murphys.
Because I got the NDA, so if I cause the channel to get banned and cause them loss of profits, they can actually sue me.
Bitch gotta take some heat.
No, they
And then
can't.
I would-
No, they can't, Draden. They can't
No.
sue you. No, Draden, they can't.
If
Bitch
I
gotta
release
take some heat.
information or
If
cause a
INN has
loss
to
of
be off
profits,
24 hours,
I
after
read the
we're done,
contract
so
aside.
be it.
All they're going to do is mute the channel. That's all they're going to do.
I
They're not gonna
know.
sue
They
anybody.
No,
They-
that's not
they
true.
won't-
That's not actually
they
what happened
won't
in the
sue
last
me, but I'm just
in the last
saying,
few days. But like,
if I cause
still,
a loss of profits to the channel, they can sue me for lost profits.
We
and
have
if
to
they do
recognize
sue me,
that
I have
they
to go
have
down
no
to
idea.
No,
They
they,
LA.
recognize
they
that
don't
nothing
make
will
Look,
be
anyway,
lost.
Draden, it's fine.
The Matani does not
I
care
read the
about the
contract
$20
aside. It said
worth
that.
of profits that he lost. This is a multi-dollar media empire. He's not worried about your money.
And we are
Multi-dollar.
literally the
And
biggest
like
I'm
agent
joking.
in the
Matani,
fucking
Matani
canal.
wouldn't
Multi-dollar.
spin it for profits anyways.
I'm
Fucking
Correct.
joking. I
Iron
don't
Man,
think
he'll
they
have
would
like
actually
15
sue me.
articles
I'm
written
just
about
saying
this
it.
shit.
So here we are. We are up on time. So anybody got shout outs? Let's go.
We've only got one shout out ever. There's only
Yep,
one shout out
one
that
shout
we'll
out
give ever.
And that's the
Later,
Twitch
bitches.
viewers. That's
Later,
we're gonna go to
bitches.
Twitch viewers. I want to say, hey, I
Final
was
shot.
the button pusher. There was no
Multi-dollar.
Idaho bandwidth problems tonight. I did it. I fucking did it.
Shout
So-
out to
Good job.
Blast. While
Nice.
he's tooting his own horn, he actually did really well.
Poop,
Those who don't
poop.
understand,
no.
it takes a lot of work in the background for
You
some
have
of
no
this
idea
stuff.
how hard he was pedaling.
Oh
Also,
my
okay,
Yeah,
god.
he was
Oh,
working
no,
with that.
hold
He
on,
couldn't even
before-
watch porn while streaming this.
He
No.
couldn't.
He had to stop.
His son
just for
could
this
not
show.
jerk the fuck off while
Nope.
this show was going
So
on.
Nope.
shots to Blast.
No.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I can't watch
Shots
porn
for
while doing
blasting.
the
Oh,
show either
you know what?
tonight
Also-
because
You know what?
my bandwidth
I don't
is
give a
so
shit
low.
what
So
we
that's-
go over because there's nobody coming on after
Nobody.
us. 'cause
We can go
fuck
roll.
Yeah.
We can roll just a couple minutes, but let's do it. Let's do
And
shots.
Again, hey, and again, our
them.
European
Shot for
viewers,
blast them being able to carry it.
for our European
Hey, blast
viewers,
them.
hashtag delete Article 13. Shots, bitches.
All right. Later, bitches.
My shout out is to Pseudonym, my buddy in the initiative, who sold me my first avatar yesterday. Thank you. I have a Titan
Nice.
finally. It took me 12 years, but I got it.
Nice. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm on like my 6th year. I'm
Okay,
going.
so-
Still counting.
Thank you, everybody. This was
Good night,
Open
everybody.
Comms Friday night, and
Night,
have a
guys.
great weekend. We love you guys. Thanks for joining. Good night.